Hey Dean, come back. Press the button so there's no getting away from it. The kilobytes are up. They're not stable. They're up though. It's been a long time since we've had unstable kilobytes, I'll tell you that. Had unstable kilobytes, I'll tell you that. 1 2 check check Chuffy 1 2. 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 Why has he got a picture of the radiator? What's that doing? Why is there a picture of the radiator on there? The cat was on it. As soon as we started, it's gone. As soon as we started, it's gone. So that's gone. Radiator's gone. 5 dates. Finding Love is a Numbers Game, an interactive film by Paul Rashid. By Paul. Finding Love is a Numbers Game, an impressive feat, digitally downloaded, said. Twinfinite said it's likeable characters and great writing. PS4 blog, a fun full motion video experience. Full motion video. This is full motion video. A fun full motion video experience with solid performances, 4 stars. Are these 4 stars out of 5, I'm guessing? A real, Alex Morland said, a real talented, charismatic cast. Hero Collector said, a fun snapshot of our times. Game Spew, check Chuffy 1 2, Game Spew, said it was a pleasure to experience. 4 stars. The Xbox Hub, 4 stars. Well written, funny, and endearing. PlayStation Lifestyle there. A delightful, upbeat, romantic comedy. And then Reviews 101 said you can have a good laugh while playing it. No, they didn't. They just said you can have a good laugh while playing. And finally, an absolute rom-com treasure. I hate rom-coms. I despise them. 5 stars. The Gamer. So they didn't say I hate rom-coms. I despise them. I said that. Ganji Kid. Some of the most inventive and rewarding work produced during the pandemic so far. Oh, well, I would argue that the vaccine production was probably the most inventive and rewarding work produced during the pandemic. Sorry. Oh god, I fluffed my punchline. I would argue that the vaccine production was some of the most inventive and rewarding work produced during the pandemic so far. Anyway. I get it. Everyone was shut in. You're bored. You're a bit of a film game person. You've made a thing. They all loved it. They loved it so much. Limmy played it. That's why we're here. Let's go through the different screens. This is the big face. Behind me is the Nintendo Switch. What do you mean behind you is the Nintendo Switch? Well, look. Behind me is the Nintendo Switch. That's the Nintendo Switch. Why do you want the Nintendo Switch? We're going to be playing this game that's on all the... It's on the Nintendo... It's on the Nintendo Switch. It is. I love my Nintendo. It's on the Nintendo Switch, so we're doing it on that. I doubt the graphical fidelity will be... You know, it's live video. The Switch can handle live video. Live action video. Full action. And I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't pre-prepared this. I don't know what's going to happen. So Limmy did it, and I thought, why don't we just do whatever Limmy's doing? Because hopefully the YouTube algorithm, when I edit it and pop it on YouTube, if I'm not quick enough, by next week Limmy will be doing something else, and then I'll edit this and put it up there on YouTube, hoping to catch some of that logarithmic wave. I'm a bit like Limmy. I'm in the same geographical, sort of similar geographical, not the same country, but in a way the same country. United Kingdom. I'm a bit like Limmy. I haven't done any sketches, and I'm not... Well, I did a little couple on... I did Willard Pierce, that counts. And I wasn't really involved in coding the Flash games or anything like that. I didn't have a sketch series. I don't go on tour. I'm a bit like Limmy, though. I'm a bit like him. So, we've got it on the Switch. We're going to do it. Let's just stop chuffing about. Let's go. Select a user. Ganji Kid, that's me. Right, you're down here. You're in the chat. You're here. So, you're on screen. The Tiffany coffee... Oh, wait, I should have done that. Wait a minute. Okay, it's just chilling. It's just chilling. It's just chilling. But that's loud, isn't it? But that's loud. It's just chilling. Okay, it's just chilling. It's just chilling. So before we get into it, the biggest face of them all, web brother browser. This is Ganji Kid. This is my YouTube channel. This is our YouTube channel. It's called Ganji Kid because Ganji Kid. And then you chuffers, you can scroll down there and you can see that you've got our uploads of all our streams. We aim to stream on a Monday, Mental Health Monday, every Monday, 8 p.m. GMT. We do that 8 p.m. GMT every Monday. So that's got its own YouTube channel. You can see it at the bottom there now. Ooh, Mental Health Monday, little sad face. That's got its own YouTube channel. We edit every Monday stream and we make a YouTube channel out of it. Mental Health Monday, every Monday, 8 p.m. GMT. Tuesdays, I'm supposed to be on YouTube streaming, doing a little bit of gaming after I've done my editing. After I've done the editing. Wednesdays, what day is it now? It's Wednesday. Here we are on Twitch because we stream on a Wednesday on Twitch and we do art and culture. Well, this is art and culture. It's a game. Chop off. And then on Thursdays, you know, it's this similar rolling routine. On Thursdays, I should edit what we're doing now, get it up on YouTube because we've got these other channels on YouTube. We've got Ganji Cuts, Ganji Kid Art Chat. So if it's artistic and we get into an art conversation, we put it on the art chat. If it's just the cuts, the good stuff that happened on the stream, fun episodes, goes there, doesn't it? Ganji Cuts. What are you arguing about? That's the Skyrim music. That could be turned off. We're not listening to that anymore. What we're doing is Ganji Cuts, Ganji Kid Art Chat. I have Mental Health Monday, Ganji Clips. And I've also got some other channels that you can find out about at your leisure that we have to service in due time. So that's us. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitch right now. But we're also going to be on YouTube as a live playback. And you can find all the live playbacks there and play them all to your heart's content and have a good old watch. Get in the bath, put the phone on the side, keep the phone well out of where the bath. Don't get the phone anywhere near the bath. Put the phone well out of the way of the bath. Get in the bath. You don't need a bath. I've had one. I've had a shower because today we're going on some dates. We're going on some 5 dates. I've had a shower today. So let's get back to it then. This is what we're doing. Like I said, that's the intro. I don't know anything about it. I know Limmy's done it. I know you're going to need to hear it. Let's go settings. Let's have me settings. Streamer mode. Pause choices. Yes, streamer mode, whatever that is, yes. Yes, 1,000,000% for that. Volume. Brightness. Put the brightness up a little bit. Language is English. The subtitles are on. The subtitle size is medium. And maybe my chat will be in the way, so we can move chat at a different, you know, I didn't know how it's going to work. It's not my fault. I thought you'd be able to turn the music off, but you can't. So, enjoy that. I'm going to have the music down, but when they're talking, I'll turn it up. I'll make sure you can hear it. If you've got any problems, talk to me in chat. It's on you. It's all on you. It's up to you. You've got the control of that. All on you. It's up to you. You've got the control. So, if it's going wrong, I'll blame you. No, I'll try and check it sporadically and see that the sound is okay. Okay. 5 dates. Finding love is a numbers game. I'll tell you what I do know. I know Limmy's been playing it, and I know that it's a sort of choose your own choices dating thing, and I know that it's set in a time where you can't touch each other for some reason. Maybe it's got a bit of sci-fi futurism about it. I don't know. You know, that's about what I know. We're going to find out now. I'll do all the chuffing. You do the watching. Tell me in chat if it's going wrong. New game. Datas is here to facilitate your digital dates. Name, Vinny, age 20. Hang on, the chat's going to have to be moved. Let's just turn chat off for a minute. I can see it over there. And if you chat, I'll put it on screen so people can see it. But for now, I'm just going to hide it just in case I'm missing important information. I forgot to do the coffee. Look, coffee.com Ganji / you can see that. That's where you tip me. Tip me there because Twitch take half the money, but coffee don't. They don't take any, except when you get to PayPal. PayPal are like, oh, this is like a business thing, so we're going to take a little bit now. And before with Twitch, they were like, we don't mind, we're not going to take any off Twitch. And I was like, well, how come you're not taking a little cut off Twitch PayPal, but you will off coffee? Let's not argue about it. Let's just work out how much money you get. But mainly, you get more money on coffee. So you tip me there, it comes up, and then I tell you about how good you are. So Datas is here to facilitate your digital dates. Name Vinny, age 27, height 5'9", location London. Is that like, do we have to be Vinny? Can we be me? Continue. Distance builds connections. I mean, I'd rather be me, Vinny. I suppose there's nothing wrong with the name Vinny. I'd rather be me. London. Make your mark with a great first impression. A profile picture tells a lot about a person. Please select a single profile picture to spark the interest of potential matches. Right, there's picture A. That's us. That's us. That's me. Right. Straight away I'm going to start messing about. It's the principle of the thing. What do you reckon? Should I stop putting a face like a pirate? Arr! This is us. This is me. This is us having a photo taken. Smile. First time chat from a viewer. Hello. It's lovely to see you joining the crew. It's lovely to see you joining the crew. I don't, unfortunately, I think anno means like age or year. Or year. I think it might mean year. I think that's what it might mean. But I'm not. That's the skills. That's the skills done. That's the language skills done. So, might just Google it. Oh, it's. I need to translate. I need Google Translate. Translate. Let's translate that, baby. Translate from. I don't know. I just type it in. It doesn't help. It's not helping. It's not helping me. Come on, translate. Google Translate. Detect language. Go on. Yeah, doesn't. It's not having it. It just says like something 7 dots year. So let's put you on the screen though. Let's make sure everyone else knows what I'm talking about here. Chat. Look at that. There you go. You're on the screen now. So that means that you'll be seen on the edit. But I'm going to make it disappear while we're playing so that I can see any data that I might need to see. But thank you very much. I know I appreciate this clapping. So that's a good picture. That's us. That's our potential picture. Or look, we've got other pictures now. So I'll give you some top tips. This is Scotty's top tips if you're dating. Scotty's top tips for dating. And I haven't got many tips for dating. I don't usually take people's advice for dating. I don't usually give advice for dating. Mainly it's just be yourself. But here's my top tip, right? This picture's rubbish because if someone's going to see your profile, there's two people. They don't know which one's you. So they instantly see the one they think is more attractive and they think, oh, I hope it's that one. I hope it's that one. And if it's not you, then you're done for because they've already got like someone to compare you to straight away. Don't have that. Just have you. Just have you. Only one person in a profile picture for a dating thing, please. No multiples. If I'm looking through a dating profile thing and I see some, two people in the same picture, I just think I'm not even going to bother looking at the rest of your pictures to find out which one you are. Chuff you. You put two pictures in your picture. Like you're trying to confuse me. Get away. 3 people. That's just loopy. How are you going to know which one they are? You can't have that. Okay, picture of a fella. This is try hard. I've got a little dog. I wouldn't exploit him by using it. Of course he's in my dating profiles on his own, as a little picture of him on his own, just to show people I've got a little dog, but not like me holding the dog like that's just trying hard. Looking, it's got a background to it. It looks like you've gone to a professional photographer and you've said, make me look good from a profile. He said, hold this dog. That's what that looks like. And the thing about it is that as professional as it is, you've only worn a t-shirt and your little shorts for the shoot. Should have dressed up smartly. I've had a shower because I knew we were doing some dates and I'm wearing a nice hoodie, but I was going to consider wearing a shirt. What's that? This one's like, I like going out. I'm up the mountain. Where's me? Hang on, let me face in it. Make sure my face is in the right. There we go. I'm up the mountain. I'm up the mountain. If you go out with me, you're going to have to go out all the time, chuffing around outside. You're going to be cold and wet and miserable. I'm going to, I just want it. Can we not stop at that pub on the way? I don't drink, me personally, I don't drink, but can we not stop at the Little Chef? Can we not stop at the services? No, let's get on up to the top of the mountain. I'm sure we can get something nice to eat when we get our tent set up. Oh, did you bring some nice chocolate? No, I brought just chuffing salt and sugar biscuits that are perfect rations in case we're getting, oh, I'm cold now, can I go home? No, you've got to stay up here all night. Oh, chuff this. Like, that's what that says to me. So I'm not having that. I have got a dog. I could do this. You know, I could consider a picture of me and my dog. That's fair. At least it's a reasonable representation of what my life is like. Picture of me and my dog. Definitely not this. I mean, that one, we're at a festival as well, aren't we? And someone's got a mad baby in his... What's that? He's got a mad baby in his dungarees. That says, like, my mates are kind of psychotic. That one, this picture, the middle picture... I'm moving the wrong thing. Hang on. Move my face. Hey, someone else, move my face. This picture is a good picture for babysitting. If you wanted to start a babysitting group for, like, put on Facebook, like, babysitters for hire. Because he's got the baby in his little dungarees there, hasn't he? Babysitters for hire. That's us. Babysitters for hire. But not a dating. This one, again, like, it's just, like, strange that there's two of you. You know, when you arrive on the date, you don't expect to see a second person. Definitely no. Definitely don't want that on your date. Like, it's like an absolute negative. If you've ever been on a date and you turn up and there's two people there, and you're like, oh, I thought this was just going to be me and you, but there's, like, another person. That's going to be a negative. So why would you want it in your profile? I'm either this one or I'm this one. I have got a dog, but it's not a little pug dog, and I wouldn't hold it like a baby. I think it's trying to push some buttons when it's a bit unfair to push the buttons. I would probably just be more normal me. So this one, probably be more normal me. Just straightforward picture of my face in a normal setting with no, like, that's just what I'd go for, because that's what you're going to see in the day-to-day. You know, if you're going out with me, we might go to nice places. You know, we might go up the mountain one day, but we're not going to spend all of our time at the mountain. In the main, this is what you're going to be looking at, isn't it? It's me and my t-shirt. What? That's my profile picture. So there we go. We've chosen our profile picture. I'm just going to disappear the chat, but I can see the chat on the side of the thing. I'm just going to disappear it so that in case there's any important information that we get. So let's select that. Oh, all of a sudden I'm randomly up in the air. Let me put me back. Oh, I'm tiny. Why am I tiny? Tiny in the corner, like a tiny... Oh, I'm big! Like Alice in Wonderland now. So, industry. Many people believe a huge amount about who you are comes from your career choice. Oh, well, that's me chuffed, isn't it? What's my career choice? Well, I went to university to study economics and sociology and studies in social psychology because I really didn't know what I wanted to do in life. But at the time, I enjoyed cooking, so I worked as a chef and kind of worked my way up in that industry a bit till I was chef de mise en place and I'd failed uni. And I also wanted to be a DJ, and I did sort of successfully do, like, a couple of bits of DJing. And then I had a sort of, like, bad club night where I invested some money and didn't get as many people in the door. That wasn't as good. Like, there were highs and lows. But in the end, that was not, like, going to end up being my long-term thing. So I came home and had a big think, tried all the different jobs, did a bit of roofing, and eventually settled on becoming a hairdresser. So I worked my way through hairdressing college and ended up being quite a good hairdresser to the point where I ran my own salon and had my name on the shop. And then at the end of that, I was, like, really stressed, and I thought, oh, this isn't doing it for me. So we chuffed that off, made a couple of films on the random, One of them went on Netflix. I was lucky to be part of the crew, for Matt to sort of say to me, why don't you come and give me a hand on this? And then I sort of pushed my skills and made them count. Got a lot out of that, yeah. And then obviously there was a COVID, wasn't there? There was a COVID. Things were going wrong for me slightly before the COVID, but then they went crashing. No, COVID fucked everything up. So now I sit here and talk to you on the internet. Mainly. So what do you think about that? Dating app. Finance, creative, education, healthcare, other. Interest. Oh, that was it. Just one question. Oh, that was easy. That's my CV in one answer. Interests. Give people a full flavour of who you are. It could be a perfect opening gambit for those crucial icebreakers. We don't need this, right? For me, I've talked to Scotty Hottie's top dating tips. Going into dating, for me, it's less about me telling everyone all about me, because I think you kind of let yourself down. If you write enough data, enough information, eventually someone will find something they don't like. Do you know what I mean? We're all like complex personalities. There are things that what they're looking for is, oh, this could be the perfect person. So let's say, for example, the person that I'm, on this thing. Let's say, for example, they like someone who can cook, and they like someone who likes Disney films, right? I like cooking. I don't really like. I'm all right with Disney films, not mad on them. So if I didn't say either of those things, they just saw my picture, they'd say, oh, this guy looks nice. Maybe he can cook. Maybe he likes Disney films. He could be the one. And if I say I like cooking, they go, oh, box ticked. He could cook. He might be the one. And then we might have a nice relationship for like 6 months, and then the Disney film might come on the telly, and I might go, oh, I'm not too interested in that. And she goes, oh, I love Disney films. They say, oh, I love Disney films. And I say, oh, well, we can come to some, we're all right with this. It's not going to make or break our relationship, is it? And they say, oh, no, don't worry. If you don't have to like Disney films as much as me, as long as you can tolerate it and not moan all the way through. All right, I try. We get on with it. But if it was like on this phone app and I said Disney films, no, on my phone app, Disney films, not into them, then this person, who might be the perfect person for me, looks on that app and says, oh, they like cooking, big tick, they don't like Disney films, next. But that's not a qualifying personality trait that I should be judged on in terms of, am I right for you in a long-term relationship capacity? Will we be good companions in life and, support each other in the ways that we need supporting, listen when we need to listen, and, not irk each other? Can we enjoy each other's personalities? Do we go, oh, hello, oh, I fancy you, a bit saucy? Is that going to work based on, you like Disney? No, yes, no. It's not about that. So I think that putting that information in kind of spoils things. I think you should learn things through organic conversation with people, and that when you learn the things, you should factor it into this whole, that's what we're going to do in this game, isn't it? We're going to talk to people, if I can get on with it. But yeah, so interests, I like to say little, and I like to ask a lot of questions. Hello. Chat window's coming back up. Hello, capital K. My Twitter's hilarious, yeah. I don't know how to work Twitter. I find Twitter, when I'm scrolling through it, I try as hard as I can to follow things that I think are nice, but when I'm scrolling through it, I just find it like a slew of shameful horror, and then I can't retweet. There's not much of it I feel about Spice. There's not much of it I feel to retweet, but I retweet some of it, and then I try and be positive. But I find myself getting drawn into the like, oh, I hate this, I hate that, everything's bad. What did you say? Oh, chuff you and your things and what you said. Chuff that. Like, here's something really controversial. And then also, like, here's a picture of like the forest done in pixel art, which is relaxing. I don't know. But yeah, so my interests, I guess, if you went through, you'd probably have to sit with me and spend time with me to find out if you wanted to hang out with me. If you read my interests or anything like that, you'd probably just say no, and then that would be the end of it, wouldn't it? It would put you off, but it doesn't need to. So I say you say less in your interest. You ask a lot of questions because you want to know about the other people. That's the key. Are there going to be any, it's not whether I'm your standard, it's whether you're my standard. But that's the key, isn't it? Finding out about other people. That's what I want to do. I'm less interested in going on about myself. I guess that's one of my character traits then. Interest. Let's do it then. Let's see what it says. Select them, 1 of 3. Oh. Travel. I like travelling, but again, my friend the other day, she said to me, oh, do you fancy ever visiting Africa? And I said, absolutely not on your Nelly. There's nothing wrong with Africa, but I don't fancy visiting it. I don't fancy it. Like, I'm not rich enough that it would be all 5-star hotels for me. I'd have to slum it a bit. And I imagine slumming it a bit in Africa could be a lot more rough than slumming it a bit where I live. And like, I get, what is there to see? There's like the jungle, I guess, some animals. I could see them on the telly. I think I'd be uncomfortable. I think I'd be stressed. And then I'd have to go all around Africa. It would be nice. Again, if I'm 5-star luxury, if you're paying for my, we fly in, we've got the nice water bottles with the nice water, everything's nice. Do you know what I mean? And then we go and see go on a safari. Oh, that's nice. I'm up for that. I mean, I'm not an elitist, but at the same time, I can't afford that. So I know that what's going to happen for me is economy flight to Africa. So it's going to be like 9 hours, 10 hours on a plane, like economy, like jaffed in. Get there. It's really hot. You have to get in a taxi, that you have to haggle about. You've only got your backpack on your back, I suppose. So there's that. And then like this taxi's like around. You get to like this, is that my hotel? And they're like, no. And you hope it is because it's got the word hotel on it. You look over the road and there's just there's a cat running out of an alley, and they point you down there, and you're like, oh God. You get in a room and there's just like a blue bucket with cold water, a red bucket with warm water, and a mattress, and like, that's you sorted. We're going sightseeing in the morning. And like, is there no room service? There's not even a proper room, mate. Like, I could see that just because my level of, do you know what I mean? My level of resource. I'm going to have to do that for about, like, because you can't go there and just be like, oh, let's do 2 weeks in Africa and then go home. You've got to drag your way around I've used your words now, you've got to go all the way around the country, haven't you? You've got to see all of it. So I'd have to see all of it from a sort of economy travel perspective, which wouldn't be enjoyable. Not for me. For some people it is. They don't mind. They've got a backpack, they've got a tent, they don't mind. As long as they can brush their teeth in the morning, they're away. I need my own little like nice bed that's been made for me with a little chocolate on the pillow. I don't need a chocolate on the pillow. I just need it to be, comfortable, and I need to be able to shut the door and say, that's it now. At least I can relax in my own little bubble for a little bit, and I need to be able to de-stress. I don't need it to be constant stress. So select my interest. Travel, maybe. Spirituality. I'm very spiritual, but it's not like an interest. Arts and culture. We're having that. Oh. 2 of 3. Okay, yeah, 2 of 3. Technology is an interest. Not really. I mean, I don't sit here talking to you about technology, do I? Music. It's an interest. Everyone's interested in music, though. You can't not be. You hear it and you're like, what's that? Everyone. Partying, not so much these days. Rodney. I mean, we've got the COVID, so, and then this winter that's coming, we're having this super COVID, like Omicron. Personally, I hate COVID, which is potentially going to be nice because it might like just be a little bit weaker and it might turn out better, but we don't know that yet, and they're having COVID passports. I'm not necessarily just going to get down to the local nightclub these days. I'm not necessarily just going to get down to the local house party with my big bottle of this and my big bag of that and me, yay. I'm just not so up for that these days. I do like to party. We do like to party, but we like to party with a small select group of people who have had a COVID test. So yes, no. Charity, yeah, I'm big on charity, but I don't do it as much as like you might. Like, I like to talk about it, but I'm not actually out there feeding the homeless on Christmas Eve. I'm at home with my family on Christmas Eve. I like to give some money to charity. I like to look at what charities are doing, and I think, oh, that's good. I'll give you a little bit of this. That's good. I like to keep up with sort of like, what's needed doing in the world and promote that as a concept. So yeah, but like, if I'm honest, I'm on stream a lot more than I am outside giving a homeless person a sandwich. So yeah, and I'm not a believer in like charity begins at home. Like, I'm like charitable to my sister, so yeah, that's my job done. But I don't know, maybe I feel like I'm more charitable than the average person who seems to not care a fuck. Food and drink, everyone's interested in that. You can't help not be, because you can't avoid it. Fitness, again, fitness. Yeah, give me a sandwich instead. You see, look, out of charity and fitness, food and drink sandwiched in the middle, sandwiched in the middle. Food and drink is the right one there, isn't it? Because and fitness and sports, that's not fair. They're about the same, aren't they? For me, fitness and sports, you have to be one to do the other. Doing the other does the one. So fitness and sports. I like watching sports. I do like watching sports. That is true. It doesn't matter what sports it is. Doesn't matter what. I used to be like predominantly one sports, but now I've just branched out. It doesn't matter what sports it is. I'm just like, let me watch that and enjoy it. Fine. Human endeavour, the pursuit of excellence, the emotions, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a hockey game or except American football. I'm not except American football, but other than that, but no, sports is fun. So we've got to pick. We've only got 2 left. It's quite important. I think we go food and drink and sports, don't we? I think we have to. I mean, boxing. I'll talk about boxing a bit. I'm going to pick food and drink now because that's guaranteed. And then the third one, sports over travel. Yes, sports over spirituality. I do more spirituality than I do sports in my life, but I watch more sports. I don't. I watch a lot of spirituality videos on YouTube as well. Technology, music, partying, charity, fitness, sports. What do you think? Sports or spirituality? You know me better than me. I'm going to go sports because boxing. I watch a lot of boxing and I look forward to it. Whereas I don't watch a lot of Jesus versus Buddha Fight Club. My head's in the way. Head's in the way now. Star sign. Destiny might chuff off. Chuff off. If they believe that, then they're not my sort of person. Star sign. Maybe I shouldn't have picked spirituality because star sign come up and I was just like, poo that. I've got a spiritual. We can talk spirituality sometime on stream. It'd be a really good stream. I've got like a really twisted, unique version of it where like I kind of believe in like the big things, but like kind of on a day-to-day level, like can't possibly believe in anything because you've got to get on with things. And like, but in a big picture way, like when you like, you're sat and like you're at the campfire and it's dark, you're like, oh, the ghosts, oh, maybe ghosts, oh. But then in the morning when it's cold and everything's wet on the ground and you're having to pack your tent away, definitely not ghosts. Shut up. Get on with packing up the tent. So star sign. Let's see what that. I'll just choose Taurus because it's true. But because I don't believe in it, maybe I should just randomly choose it and see if anyone else cares. I don't know. Thank you, Vinny. Oh, I'm Vinny. Remember that. Remember, we're Vinny. All right, where's the chat going? We're going to have to move the chat a little bit closer to me because I want to be able to see the information. I want you to be able to see the what do they call them? The little subtitles. And I'm guessing the subtitles are going to be at the bottom, the chuffers. Thank you, Vinny. Your profile is complete. We will present you with video date options imminently. God, could you imagine if you were doing that in the real world? Just do like 5 questions. Here's your videos. Oh, I want to go out with you. Oh, wow. Wow, 5 questions and I'm in. Hello? Callum? What? Hang on.
Have you actually just woken up?
Yeah. What's the issue, man?
Well, nothing. I just never understood how you could sleep until lunchtime.
Lunchtime? Ah, shit.
Oh, I can pause it. Thank God. Okay, I just needed to check I can pause it. Let's get the chat back. Chat's going to live over there. I'm going to live over here. And these are British people in their natural setting having a little chat. This is just, we're going to have to just deal with this. I don't know what's going on. None of us do. Limmy played this game, so I copied him.
Hey, furlough life has got my body clock battered, bruv.
Right, so that I'll translate. We're on furlough. It means you don't have to go to work, but the government pay for you because of COVID.
Fair play for keeping a routine in lockdown, man. Fair play.
I mean, listen, I've always worked my own hours, so nothing's really changed.
Yeah, cool story. Is this why you woke me up?
No, it isn't. I actually have a surprise for you.
Oh, let's go.
I joined a dating app.
No way.
Right, so this is nothing like my life. I'll tell you that. This is nothing like my life. I wouldn't phone my friend in the morning. Wouldn't FaceTime them ever. Wouldn't phone them. Probably not that often. And then if I join a date, I'm not going to be like, oh, I joined Tinder. And they're going to be like, oh, wow. I'm just be like, not going to be talked about. It's just not even going to be mentioned.
Hey, this is huge, bruv.
Listen, I was all alone in my flat with... I was all alone in the flat with nothing else to do, and I just thought, why not?
You know what? I'm hearing that digital dating is popping off during lockdown, you know? Have you got any video dates yet?
No, I literally just joined.
Okay, hey, Vin, seriously, yeah? No joke. Your profile needs to be on point, yeah? And then when you're looking at these girls' profiles, there's a few things you need to watch out for. You need to look at the angles that they're using to take the pictures and that, yeah? Because they're going to deceive you.
Callum, I have talked to girls before. I do understand what I'm doing.
I've talked to girls before. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I just got a notification. No way. It looks like I got beginner's luck.
Oh.
It's happening already.
Oh, you sexy bastard, bruv. Yes.
I got some matches.
All right, man. Let me know how it goes, bro. Peace.
I didn't expect them to be British. I didn't know this game was British. That was a surprise, actually.
All right, cool, man. Bye.
That's me. Oh. What's this? Hang on. Was that... I'm limited to a certain number of dates. I guess the whole point, 5 dates, look. I'm limited. I guess I'm not spending 30 nights. I was like, are they going to make me spend money? But I'm not going to have to spend any money, bruv, because it's a game that I've already paid for, one-off game. I'm just confused though. I thought, I'm not really using a dating app, am I? So you have new matches. Maya, Grace, Saffron, Shania, and Paige. Right, and I'm only allowed to just do a couple of little video dates with limited, right? So let's be careful about what we do. First of all, and this is fair, right? This is fair. I've been on dates with people from all over the world, all different kinds of people. I'm not like going to be like, oh, I've like got this kind of type. I don't have to say you have to have a certain kind of hair. You don't have to do a certain kind of job. None of that. I'm open-minded. But the one thing that even before we check on your name's not that important, is it? But before we check on your stats and what you sell on your profile, the one thing I do need out of a sort of, this sort of dating thing is I need to be like, oh, hello. Oh, you look a bit fruity. Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of a fruity with you. There needs to be a bit of a spark there, whatever you call it. So if I just don't feel like, that does it, and that's not like I've got a type. You could be any kind of type, and it could still. So I don't know how it works. I've not got science about it. But it's just like, if I don't feel it, I don't feel it. So what's the point in going on loads of dates and finding out all about you if at the end of it I'm going to be like, you're really nice and I really like you and I'd like you to be a friend of mine, and then whilst we're friends I'm going to be like, someone's going to go past on the street and I'm going to go, oh, look at them, they look fruity, and you're going to go, why are you looking at them? And I'm going to go, oh, well, this is a problem. So maybe we need that fruity bit built into the relationship. We do need a bit of that. A little bit of sauce, don't we? Fruity sauce. That's not all I'm looking for. If you just got fruity sauce and the rest of it's a nightmare, then you chuff the fruity sauce out the window. There's a lot of fruity sauce out the window. Comes in all different kinds of bottles and shapes and sizes and flavours. Fine. As long as my fruity sauce makes me happy, I'm happy. But if there's no fruity sauce whatever, and you're a really interesting person, you've done a degree in this thing, and it's like, you're my friend. That's what friends are, isn't it? That's fine as well. So I'm happy with all of it. But I just, first of all, because I'm human, I'm going to look at these photographs and I'm going to think, oh, do I feel a bit fruity sauce? Or can I potentially feel fruity sauce? Is there any potential where, or do they completely write it? If there's no fruity sauce, whatever, there's no point in having a date, is there? So, these people, they're all girls and they all look she scares me a little bit, to be honest. Like, in terms of fruity, I get less fruity sauce the more scared I am. The more aggressive they look and scary, the less fruity I feel. So, I think fruity means something different in the US than in the UK. Oh, it's just I don't. Maybe it does mean the same in the UK. I'm just saying words. It's just me. Me. I just say my own words like chuff and piff wizard. So what I'm trying to say is See, now I'm getting embarrassed. I'm trying to say, sexy feelings, but without being overtly sexified, because I just don't want to be crude and sexual. So, but it is a dating thing. I want to be like a bit, you need to get your blood up. You need to be like, like if you see, when you, in the patisserie, like the posh cake shop, when you're going past the posh cake shop and they're all glazed and they're all on the window, oh, hello, oh, I wouldn't mind having a bite out of one of them. Oh, hello, I wouldn't mind a bite out. Yeah, it needs to get your heart, you need to think, oh, hello. Here's a good example, because it's totally like, I used to go out with this person. I don't need to tell all my personal dating stories, but the person that I was thinking about, I remember when I saw them, they were at work behind the bar. There was like 4 or 5 people working behind the bar. And I looked and I saw this person. From the minute I opened the door, I was like, oh, who's that behind the bar? Oh, hello. Who's that behind the bar? Who's that behind the bar with their big distinctive hair and their... I'd like to find out a bit more. So that was my fruity sauce. I didn't want to go out with all the people behind the bar and find out if any of them were more of a match and this and that. There was one person behind the bar who was the most fruity sauce. And so... that was the person I asked for their number. I didn't then go and ask for all the other numbers. You see what I'm saying? Like, if all the other people had given me their numbers, I'd have only called the one, because it was about. So there's a bit of that involved, isn't there? That's what I sort of mean by fruity sauce. So I don't mean it in any sort of funny way. I just mean, well, I kind of do. I'm just so British about this, aren't I? I'd just be like, look, do I fancy her and want to have a bit of a go on her, or does she scare me a little bit? Does she look like she's going to do some shouting? Like, so, and then this one, what we said about our profile picture, you don't put two people in your profile picture. How am I supposed to know which one is you? So 50-50 on whether I want to date her, because it could be her, in which case she's all right, but it could be the baby, in which case no thanks. Oh no, look, age 30. Oh, okay, age 30. It's probably not the baby. It's probably not, Shania's probably not the baby. She's probably the grown-up one. I mean, it is a bit of a bold move to put a tiny baby in your profile picture. Like 5'2". You know, it could have very long legs. It could have very long legs. You can't see the legs. Or it could be that the baby's 5'2" and she's massive. But yeah, like, so she looks like, you know, attractive, I'd say that, but she's put this newborn baby in the picture, which kind of says, I've just had a baby, like really recently. So like it's I'd just say to her, look, now's not the time to be worrying about dating apps because you're going to be like stressed. You're going to have to be up all night with the baby, like a new person in your life that's dating you, and fitting into that routine is going to be a bit of a difficult thing. And then aren't you going to be like hormonally affected by the process that's happening and has happened through your body? And like, is now a good time to be like fruity sauce dating apps? Probably not. So like, doesn't matter what I feel about you. Like, now you've shown me this baby and the thing, I'm less likely to want to be doing the datey. Maybe in a year when you've settled into, you know, then we can go on a date when you're not so like up all night stressed, having just been to hospital and had a baby come out of you. So there's that. And then the other thing is that I'd really like to have kids. So like, that's cool, but maybe not like look after other people's kids as a sort of like, do you know what I mean? I'd probably like to go on that journey with someone who'd like to go on that journey. Like, I don't, and also this kind of says I've been with another person quite recently, like within 9 months, and we were so well in together that we wanted to have a baby. Sort of, potentially. I mean, 99% of the cases probably that is the case, yeah. And then for some reason we're not anymore. So that makes me think, oh, I worry about that. So it's quite a bold move to put the baby in the picture. Might not be her baby. Might just be a fashion accessory baby. So, like, I don't know. Saffron here. Again, like, she's quite attractive. She's not, like, horribly unattractive. So she's acceptable on the fruity sauce level. I'd say acceptable. She's putting a face that makes me a bit scared. She's putting a face. It could have been an accident baby. Yeah, it could have been an accident baby. I'd say 99% of babies are at least hopefully not completely. I don't know the stats. So it could. But again, that's not a good way. We'll go back to that. That's not a good look, is it? I'm the sort of person that accidentally gets pregnant and then like that's, I'm just like, well, the sort of person I'm looking for is someone at least responsible to look after a child. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know how. Yes, you probably are well equipped to look after it, but maybe not irresponsible enough to get pregnant if they didn't. I don't know what kind of accidents. I'm not going to get into that. This is exactly what kind of conversation we'd be having, right, over dinner for our first date, and I'd say all these wrong things. Not generalising. If you've had an accident, baby, I'm not generalising against you. That's fine. It's fine, isn't it? Well, it's not perfect, is it? Because it was an accident. like being prepared for those sort of, like, for it to happen by, oh god, don't get me into that. There's only a couple of situations where it's like acceptably accidental, where I'm not going to be like, you could have done a little bit more on your end to maybe prepare. Like, only a couple, but it's not like a big negative on you as a person. Like, you can go ahead with your life and be good and all that. It's just that I don't necessarily want to date you from day one. Like, we're looking on the dating app, aren't we? We're looking on the date to take a dark turn, but we're looking on the dating app. So it's like, do I want to go out on a first date with you at this point in your life after you've made these choices? Like, not when I can just like swipe left. Like, no, I'm looking for someone who is not like in exactly that situation right now. Maybe we can get to that situation. That would be a lovely place for me to be in the photo as well. Like, let's see if I can do that. This isn't creepy. This is not creepy. It's not creepy. Where do I want to be? I'll be over here. I'll go over here. Get in the way of the baby. You know, me and her, like, that's a family photo. That's all right. We could get to that. But not like, this is our first date, so I didn't plan. Look, Saffron makes me scared as well. She's got like she's for her dating app photo, she's chosen not to smile. Now you've got to read into that. There's some sort of issue there. Like, is she naturally aggressive, or was it a choice to seem more aggressive on the less happy, more aggressive? No smile. Has she got? I mean, I don't mind if she's got like even one tooth missing. She could be like Madonna's got a big gap in the teeth. She's sexy. It's not like a rule about like, you know, but it makes me want, like, maybe it's just subconscious. It makes me wonder what she's hiding, because she's not smiling. She's not chuffing smiling. And if you imagine that, like, this is our date. That's our start point. You've got to try and make her smile because she ain't smiling. Well, Grace. Now, Grace is smiling. Grace is smiling. There's something about Grace that just makes me feel like she's psychotic. And I know it's only a photograph. But it's the way she's, like, kind of looking off, not quite at like, she's not looking at you in the lens like I'm looking at you now. That's normal. We're looking at each other. But Grace is slightly, like, she's kind of looking off, away. And the one eye is looking more away than the other, which just makes me feel uneasy. She looks like she's made a bit of an effort for the picture. That's fine. You can't judge someone's class or, like, you know, how rich they are based on a picture. But I'm feeling like for this game, they've put a bit more of a sort of pearlsy, decorative makeup and pearly. Like, she's gone for matching pearls. Is that supposed to signify affluence? She's wearing a blazer. Do you know what I mean? She's looking a bit smart. Oh, kick the thing down there. She's looking a bit smart. I was dressed up smart for our dates. I just put a hoodie on, but I could have. I had a shower. That's why my hair's all fuzzy out the hat there. I could have been wearing a shirt. So if I was going on a first date, I may have worn a shirt. So Grace is quite, you know, nice but posh. You know, so I get I don't want to say she's posh, you know, I don't know, I get more of a voguey sort of Marie Claire posh vibe from that. Oh, they've got different locations. London. Oh, we're in London then. I wouldn't want to date anyone from London as a rule. Because if you're in London and you live there, you've got the opportunity to get out. What's wrong with you? And if you've chosen to go there, what's wrong with you? I'm only joking. But, you know, I'm a Midlander, aren't I? I live in Birmingham. I live up by the West Midlands, so different pace of life up by the West Midlands. So out of these girls, so far, let's rate them. Paige is most scary. And also, Paige is out in a car. She's out in a car, and in the UK, he's at the driver's side. I should know this, I've got a car. The right-hand side. No, she's in the passenger side. Okay, she's in the passenger side. But she's out and about in someone else's car, and she's taking a photo of herself, and she looks quite scary. Oh, I just scared by her. She's got a nice smile, but she's up all night feeding the baby, and she's well stressed, and it's not a good platform to begin a relationship. Saffron is reasonably attractive, but no, she's hiding some dark secret, and Grace isn't even hiding the dark secret. She's just like slightly unhinged from the start, from day one. She might be on cocaine, true, but maybe Paige's aggressiveness can be channeled. yeah, maybe it could. But if you're the one doing the channeling, you're gonna have to be up to the task. Like, I have been out with ladies, and I'll say ladies, been out with people who are quite aggressive, firm in their personalities, and I quite like it as an attractive quality. I'll tell you some things I'm looking for, actually. So before we get into all this, I'll tell you some things I'm looking for. I like it when someone can impress. I've said about the fruity sauce. We like fruity sauce. Need a bit of fruity sauce. Second thing, I like someone who can impress me. Doesn't matter what with. You could have wrestled a crocodile, or you could have flown a hot air balloon, whatever. You know, you could have got a degree from some posh university, or you could have whittled a statue out of wood, whatever. If it's impressive, and I'm like, wow, I don't know, you know, that I like a bit of it being impressed. I like that. And someone with a strong personality, that I'm pointing at Paige here, she might not have it, but someone who's, remember that I said about the person behind the bar, It wasn't just their look. It was the fact that they were bossing this whole situation. Right? I like people who have a strong personality. I like to butt heads with them. And I like to sort of do a bit of the, I'm also got a strong personality. So like, we're going to do this like kind of funny dance where like we both have the strong personality and one of us has to back down at some point. And it's like a kind of ticking balance of who gives in when and whatever. I like that sometimes, but also I like to be able to say, okay, now we've done that, can we just accept that we're both on the same team? You know, we've had all the fun of all that sparky, all that. Now we know that we're on the same team. Can we chill out some days? Can we chill out? Do we have to have this all the chuffing time? Like, there's a lot to be said for high passion, but there's a lot to, you know, also I want a bit of, you know, once we're committed and we're stable, can we not have, that's it, stability. I find that this strong personality leads to instability in relationships unless you are prepared to be submissive. But they don't want, strong personality people don't actually want a submissive person in there. Like, they don't find that attractive. They find that if you stand up to them, it's attractive. So it doesn't, I don't know where the long term is. But for me, yeah, maybe, you know, this is optional, this is possible, but there's just something that scares me. She looks like she's going to hit me, not give me a kiss. And it's just the looks, bear in mind. Maya, that's our first one we started out with and we're back to. There's something wrong with the photograph. The colour balance or something. She's a bit blown out. Is that her makeup? She's like really yellow and red. I don't know about that. Her face looks a different colour to her shoulders. So I don't know what's going on with that. She's got long, lovely hair. That's nice. But it doesn't look well kept or managed. So that's acceptable because Nori's mine. But, you know, but she's reasonably attractive and like... yeah, she hasn't spoiled it in her photo in any real way. She hasn't smiled with her teeth, I'll say that, but at least she's smiling. So, yeah, okay, so now let's look at their stats and detail. Oh, my face is too big. Why is your face so big? Why is your face red? Man, you waste hair. Look, age 22, so she's a bit young for me. Height 5'4", but I'm not going to... Age is a bit of a... You know, age is nothing but a number. Once you're over a certain age, you're in the field, aren't you? And like... You know, I'm just going to go with the flow, whatever. Age 22, height 5'4", industry education. I prefer it if someone's shorter than me. I don't want to be major taller than me. I don't have to look up all the time. It's just strain on the neck. Industry education. Interests, art and culture, partying, music. Star sign Libra. So I don't get any information out of that other than how high she is. Grace is also 5'5". She's 27, so she's a little bit older. Travel, food, drinks. All the interests are all the same for everyone. We all like all those things. Industry other, so that's strange. Saffron, she's creative. She's into spirituality and everything, like we are, like everyone is. Shania is into healthcare, technology, food, drink, and charity. Paige is into sport, fitness, and travel. So she's just more aggressive. Sport, boxing, fitness, kickboxing, travel, running over to your house to kick your head in. 5'9", bit taller than the others. So tallest. See, I've spotted her. She's trouble. Paige is trouble. Sometimes trouble's fun. You know, have a trouble for a bit. Don't let it get out of hand. Know where to draw the line, and then end the relationship because it's trouble. But sometimes it can be fun. You know, whatever. So yeah. That's what we're supposed to. Oh, we've got a match. We've got to choose one. Oh, sure. If it was up to me, the only one of these. I mean, I would accept potentially a date with Maya. Maybe she's a bit young for me. Grace, I'm a bit worried about. Saffron, again, like I said, I'm a bit worried about. Shania, if she hadn't got a baby, fine. But because she's just had a baby, like literally just had a baby, like it's not ideal. Paige scares me. So now we're back to Maya and Saffron. So I think we're going to go with Saffron because she's a bit older. Maya's smiling, Saffron's not. Oh, she's a bit. I mean, like I said, I've got no type. So blonde hair, blue eyes, brown hair, brown. What have I called her? Shania. Oh God, I'm not trying to be bad. I just can't read and write. Look. Shayna. She could tell me what her name is. like from her mouth, and then I'd know it. Look, like I heard of Shania Twain. What are we going for? Saffron, Maya. I mean, it seems a bit wrong for me to pick out the youngest one out of the list, doesn't it? That just feels a bit wrong. So I think we'll go with Saffron. But I worry. I'm worried. Let's select it. Let's get on with it. You have new... What? What happened? She's gone. She's gone. What am I supposed to do? I thought I was supposed to... Let's just select them in the order that I prefer them then. Maya can go next. And then out of these, Grace is the least offensive, I guess. Oh, right, okay, look. Thank you for your selections. We will inform you if the video dates have been accepted and scheduled. So it's a real shame, right, as well, because the lady with the baby, she could have been high up on my list, but she took a picture of herself with a brand newborn baby, so she's just written herself off. I mean, in terms of it's offending me to put a baby in your picture. Oh, hang on. My mate's calling me again. This is like having friends. Get ready. What are you doing? Just answer the phone. You can do.
Oh, this guy's looking.
Hang on. You can mess about with your clothes. It's Callum. It's your mate. You don't have to mess about with your clothes for Callum. You just answer the phone. You're right, bruv. Getting his shirt, doing his hair. He's on the wrong dating site, mate. He's on the wrong dating site.
In Peng, bro. Tasty.
I've got 3 video dates scheduled back to back.
Okay, show off.
No, not really. I've never been on a digital date before. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just treat it like...
Don't listen to Callum's advice, because Callum needs a little bit of powder on his forehead. He needs a little bit of powder on his forehead. Insert lewd things they could do.
A real life date, I guess. You know, people seem to be really enjoying them as well.
Okay, and is this a good setup? I've got this.
It just takes the edge off I don't wear it. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not on the proper telly, but they've made this. It's a film game, so they could just put a little bit of makeup on, a little bit of powder.
Right.
You know what? I don't think you should have the bed in the back like that, man. Sends out the wrong message.
Okay, I'm definitely moving into the living room. Okay.
Trying to look like a slut.
Okay, this is I didn't realise this. Okay. They go for natural realness. Yeah, it goes natural as they want. Naturally real with a little bit of powder. You can naturally really put on a bit of powder if you're going to be talking to people. The decision to move the camera. Now, I didn't realise it was going to be like that. For me, it would have to be right here because this is the room with all the stuff set up. So you're not getting a choice. I've set it up to make it look. I'm pointing at it. It's not there. It's disappeared. I took it out so you can see the game. But you know what it looks like. It's this room. But yeah, what a choice. What a strange choice. I suppose if I was just talking on the phone, I could go anywhere. I suppose I would be in the kitchen because there's more stuff in the kitchen, like have a cup of tea. Sometimes I'd be outside because of smoking. I mean, what do you want from me? This is just like... I definitely wouldn't be choosing based on some sort of dating, like, what does she think or they think about me based on this background. No, I wouldn't be thinking about that. Even though I'm grading you on your baby. I mean, the baby was a bad choice, wasn't it? I didn't mean the baby to have the baby. I mean, well, it might have been. Oh, I don't know. I meant to use it in a photo, not any... Like, look, anyway.
Vinny,
Wasn't my intention.
Vinny, we've spoken about this. It's just wrong, man. It's wrong. Now, you want to find a spot where the natural light is hitting your face, kind of like it's hitting mine and making me look so goddamn beautiful.
I pressed the wrong pause and it's brought up a different menu. I agree with what he said. The natural light is good, but he's not using a natural light. He's using an artificial light. You can tell because it's so bright. Back.
And also what you want is eye level. Set the camera to eye level, bro. Not low angle or high angle. They are not flattering.
Okay, I think this is a good spot.
Let's get that fireplace looking nice in the back.
Okay, maybe have a couple more things.
I really am so handsome.
Oh yeah, okay, I've got like a trophy from when I was a kid.
What? Right, I definitely wouldn't be doing that. Even if you are trying to jazz up your fireplace, like a little trophy from when I was a kid. What does that make you look like? I've got a trophy from when I was a kid. It's upstairs, stashed away, you know, in my box of old treasures because it was when I was a kid. I'm not getting all that out and being like, hey, I won the 100 meters breaststroke when I was 8. So just pop that in the background there, just so you could see it. Just had that up in there. It's always there. We just have that out in the house. I'm not having that. Not having that. Just a plain neutral background. You're talking to me. I don't want you looking at all this stuff. What's that on your bookcase? I don't want you looking at all my books. Talk to me. I'm asking you some questions. Pay attention. That's how the date's going. I'm asking you questions. So don't start with all the what's on your bookshelf. Don't start with that. If you want to know what's on my bookshelf, you can come around and read my books in your own time after you've done the tidying up. Well, you've got to tidy up to get to the books. That's all I meant. There's no sexist tidying up going on here. That's not what's happening. There's none of that. I'm not trying to employ a cleaner and also have a relationship with them. That's not what I meant.
Ah, yeah. Show her that you're a winner.
Yeah.
Oh.
And culture, maybe. Okay. I think we're ready. Oh, should I drink?
Yeah.
It
Have a
is
drink.
your call entirely, mate.
Oh, the worst thing though is if you're drinking and the other person isn't. I'm so nervous.
I mean, you just have like a soft drink. You don't have to have an alcoholic drink on a dating thing. And you absolutely do have something to wet your whistle because you don't want to have a dry, don't have a dry. Oh, I've knocked that over. I don't know what flavour this is. I don't. It's like because I put different ones in, so it's like a mix of 3. So I think it's like watermelon ice. Now there's something. Hang on. Chat. We're moving you. Chat. Let's have chat. Where's chat? Chat. We're moving you again. You're coming over here. Grab a beer or no booze. I'm no booze. Me personally now, I'd be like no booze. And I understand that loads of people drink, and so it's common that people might drink. So I'm going to date someone that drinks, fine. But I don't want my date to be drunk. I don't want them to get drunk and for the end of the night to be them being drunk. I'm not going to be. That would be inappropriate. So definitely no booze for me. And I'd rather not have to deal with someone who is drunk often. So
I'm going to go sober. I'm not going to drink.
Yeah.
Brave man.
Okay, I think...
You're set, man. Listen, you are going to smash this date, yeah? And you jump on all confident like, and you say her first name straight away. Straight in, smiling. Show them all your teeth.
Okay. Oh, no.
Show them all the teeth.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I think the first one's about to start.
Hey,
oh my God.
Go well, lad.
Okay. All right, cool. Listen, I'll debrief you after. I'll let you know how it goes.
Peace, boy.
That wouldn't be happening in my life. I keep my own personal dating business to myself, get my own thing, shibbolowing, and then if it's I would destroy him. He's too innocent, isn't he? He's gonna go on these dating things. Fruity sauce this. I think it's probably quite important to, you might want your friends' advice, this and that, but it's probably quite important to know yourself about how you feel about people. So it's not really relevant what your friend says, whether your friend says, this and that. Oh, well, actually, it's how I feel about this person, isn't it, that counts. And your friend can't really feel the same as you feel. So first few dates, it's up to you to, find. Don't say to your friend, oh, do you think they're good because of this? Do you think they're good because of that? It's not what your friend thinks is good, it's what you think is good.
Peace, I'm going to click on this. Okay, bye.
Cool.
Let's have a date. When you're ready, enter your video date with Saffron. Best of luck. Oh God, that sounds daunting and unnerving. Best of luck. Sounds like there's going to be something. I feel like I'm being threatened. What button is it? It's that button. Here we go. Do I get to say her name? What was her name again? Saffron. He told me to say her name, didn't he? Saffron. Hello, Saffron. Nice to meet you. My name's Scott. What's your name? Oh, no, that doesn't work, does it? Maybe saying her name doesn't work, because then that would make me sound stupid. Hi, my name's Scott. What's your name?
Vinny!
Oh, no, it's not. My name is Vinny.
I'm so glad you're still there. Sorry I'm late.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry. I was just doing yoga and I completely zoned out.
So, first impressions. This is going to be difficult because they keep shooting back to Vinny. Now, I know what Vinny is. He's me. So I don't need to see him. That's us. We need to see what she's like 100% of the time. I don't want to be cutting away from her. It confuses me. First impression for the magicians. I don't know what the magicians is. The first impression is that I watched a program called Peep Show, which sounds worse than it is. It's a comedy show, and she's like a girl off Peep Show. She seems all right, which I was a bit surprised at because I thought she was going to be a bit more like so a bit more, but she seems okay. She seems a little bit younger than like in her like like a little bit more less serious than curmudgeon the old Ganji kid, and she just threw in there. She'd been doing a bit of yoga, so that's a bit of a come on. Oh, I don't know if you heard me counting. I did over 1,000. Oh, you do yoga, or do you really do yoga, or are you just saying it to make me like think about sexy yoga, this one, or do you really? I don't know. It's a funny thing to say. I was just doing. Why were you doing yoga? It's supposed to be on a date thing. Do you clean your hair and brush your teeth? You yoga? What are you doing yoga for? I'm late because I've been doing yoga. Well, you should have been. It's not a good start, is it? It's not a good start.
Do you mind if I just tidy this up for once? I'll be really
Tidying it up now.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
I have to wait.
I would feel strange at this point, right? So she's like, I'm going to tidy it up now. I'm just going to go over here. And I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to watch you. I've never met you before, but I'm just going to watch you in your own home, like some sort of weird CCTV peeping Tom. And then we can start our date. I don't like that. I don't like it as a concept. It makes me feel grimy.
Tell you what I'm going to do. Just going to light some incense because there is some very sweaty energy in here. Alright.
I'm not that into incense. I like smoking. Bad for you. Bad for you. Smoking a vape. Still bad. Like, not ideal. Don't do any smoking, please. Well, me personally, I've got my bad habit. Fine, right? But I don't want to burn things in the house. Like, incense is all right. I've dated people who've burned the incense. It's fine. It doesn't like make me vomit, but like, I don't want to burn things in the house. I'm happy not doing that at all, ever. No burning things in the house. Like, you've seen people's houses burning down. My neighbour's house nearly burned down. I had to run up there. This is the truth. We'll go big face. I've told it before, but I'll tell it again. This is the truth, right? So you know it's the truth because I preceded it with this is the truth. Everything else is the truth as well. But so what happened was, come home from the dog walk. Me and my sister are in the car. I'm in the passenger seat. She's been driving the car. I'm in the passenger seat. I've got my muddy wellies on. We're having a little chat. She's dropping me off. So we're still finishing the conversation that we're having. I've opened the car door. We're finishing the conversation before I get out and go and get the dog and I'm in the house. And lo and behold, just over there, just up there, our neighbour's house, there's smoke. And like, you can see the smoke in the window, And like, it seems like it might be coming out of some of the windows. And like, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right to me. You think, like, is that the smoke alarm going? The smoke alarm might be going off. Like, maybe the smoke alarm was going off as well. And the kitchen, and you think, if they're burning something in the kitchen, what's going on here? So we're having a conversation, but we're monitoring. And my sister said, that doesn't look right to you, does it? And I've said, that doesn't look right to me, no. And so we've got out the car, and then we're like having a look, because we don't think it's right. Upstairs, in the upstairs window, they've got one of those bathroom windows that don't open properly, but they've opened up the window, and all this smoke started coming out. And my sister shouted, "Are you all right, or do you need any help?" And they've said, "No, help." And so at that point, I've just immediately, now it's bad because I've got my wellies on, but you'll see that it didn't matter so much about my wellies in a second. I've just run, and their front door is not like open. It's open. I think it is open. Is it open? I've run, like, shoulder into... I haven't bashed their door down. I wouldn't be capable of just bashing it, but I think it must have been open or unlocked. I've run and I've, like, smashed through the door. And in their house, there's smoke all everywhere. At the top of the stairs, there's the fellow who lives there. They're not... The elderly gentleman who lives there, older gentleman who lives there, he's at the top of the stairs, but he can't... He's, like, at the top of the stairs, and in front of him on the landing is a chair and a vacuum cleaner on a chair, and it's all on fire. The wall's on fire, the carpet's on fire, the floor's on fire. The bathroom, because the help is coming from there. He's in my way. I need to get to the bathroom. So I've run up the stairs and I've grabbed him, and I've just physically like picked him up and just like, we're going, and he's like, "Oh, what, I need to," and I'm just like, "No, you don't. You don't need to do anything. I'm picking you up and you're out of the house." So I've picked him up and I've took him out of the house. Then, I'm doing this, I'm in my muddy welly, so there's mud all up the stairs, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm ruining their carpet. It doesn't matter, it's on fire. So I've gone up he's outside, then I've gone back up the stairs. This thing in front of me is on fire. Like, this is the source of the fire, like the source of it. It's the main fire thing. So I've said to myself, this has got to go. This has got to go. So I picked it. I think it was a mistake in hindsight to pick it up, because when I picked up the back, it's all plastic, it's all melty, but they've put it on a chair. The chair itself is on fire. It's made of wood, but at least I can grab hold of the wood. So I've got hold of the wood. We're downstairs with this chuffing vacuum in this chair. That's out the front door. That's gone out into the drive. Let them deal with that outside. Let them deal with that. My sister's out there with the fella, and let them deal with the thing that's on fire outside. I'm back in the house because there's the person in the bathroom, and they're locked in the bathroom because the carpet on the walls are on fire. Not like in Towering Inferno. Not Towering Inferno. I could run up there. There's a lot of smoke, but I could run up there. It's not Towering Inferno, but it is on fire. It's the sort of thing that if you don't do anything about it, it's just going to creep and everything's going to be gone. So then I'm like bashing the bathroom door, because they're trapped in, this lady's trapped in her bathroom. So bathroom door's open. You with me? Just forget it. Don't pick up. No, just leave everything. Just come with me. So I've got her. I don't know if I've carried her or if she's come of her own accord, but we've gone downstairs. I think I've helped her, carried her essentially, but helped her. Like, gone downstairs. She's out the front door. Then I've run back in because I don't know, this one was silly, but it seemed so obvious. I just got a wet towel or whatever, a wet thing, and I just went round where the main bits of fire were, and I just went wet towel that, wet towel that, because there were some main bits of the fire that were just obvious, and if you leave them, it's just going to ruin everything. So then, as I've come out of the house, the firemen have arrived, and I've thought, thank God the firemen have arrived. So I've patted the biggest chuffer, the big chuffer. When you pat someone on the back, and it's like it's like whack, solid. There's no movement, like whack, whack. It's not like when you pat someone on the back and you give them a little and they jump forward. No, none of that. Whack, whack. I thought, oh, good, he's a big chuffer. I said, it's all up yours now, mate. It's all yours. I've taken them out of the house, and they've explained to the fireman outside the vacuum cleaner was the thing on fire, because they'd had a fire because they had an incense. They had an incense burner thing, and that had gone in the bin, and that had gone on fire, and they'd used the vacuum to hoover it up, and it had gone in the vacuum, and the vacuum had exploded with fire. So my story's about the they put a vacuum on a chair. Yeah. I mean, that was because it was on fire though. Because it was on fire. So they thought maybe because it being on fire was the main source of the fire. So they thought maybe if they moved it off the floor, because it was setting the carpet on fire, it was setting the walls on fire and other things. So they put it on this chair to isolate it, but it didn't. It just set the chair on fire as well. But my wellies. I got good wellies. So anyway, I trod through their house as well. This is the bad thing as well. I trod through their house deliberately in my wellies with wet clothing. Some of it was clothes, some of it was towels, just whatever, and putting out, ruining their carpet. It was ruined because it had gone on fire. But there was no doubt by the time I trod through that, it needed to be changed. So. But that's my story about what a hero I am. Hero! I just ran in, no thought to myself, just smashed through the door. There's the priority, let's get them sorted. Hero. I mean, it wasn't Towering Inferno, but you just got to do what you got to do, haven't you? And then it wasn't really about me being a hero. The story is about don't have incense in your house, because over the time, they've been next door for years. I've lived here for years. Never been on fire. It's never been on fire. Over the years, they've been fine, but you have that one little time where you accidentally try and Henry Hoover up that bad boy and it's gone. The whole place is on fire. So that's my top tip. Nice, he says.
Okay. I'm with you.
I think it's pretty cool that you're keeping active during lockdown.
Oh my gosh, it's like the only way I could keep my...
Right, that's not a question. I think it's pretty cool you're keeping active during lockdown. It's a statement. So I'd be asking questions, not making statements.
Equilibrium. Have you been keeping active or doing any exercise during lockdown at all?
So she's asking me.
Just walking or
anything, any kind of exercise, just keeping active, keeping limber.
Have I been keeping active? The truth was, not really, although I did sometimes do some, they're not like home workouts, they're just press-ups, just do a few press-ups. run up and down the stairs sometimes. I walk the dog every day. I used to walk the dog in the woods more often than I do right now because of the weather at the moment. But no, actually, I do. I do what I consider to be activities. Active. You got one of those smartwatches, and it says how many hours of activity a day you do. So I do my couple of hours. I get my not just walking, but up higher than that. A couple of hours of that, but not every day now because it's dead of winter and the woods are so chuffing muddy. And during lockdown, I was looking after Nan more than I was concerned with doing running. I feel like I don't want to say none because none's unfair, but running seems excessive. Yoga, definitely have not done that. We'll just say that, home workouts.
No, I've been keeping limbo. I have. Me and my mates have been taking turns to lead HIIT sessions over video calls every day. So,
wow.
Yes.
You must be getting a lot stronger if you've been doing like HIIT every day.
So she knows about this sort of stuff. She's into this sort of stuff. Now, I don't want to give her the wrong impression that I'm into this gym shit. I don't want to give it the idea that I'm like, I don't even know what she's talking about. I'm not going to be going to the gym with her. I'm not going to be wearing the tight trousers and running around the woods. I'm going to be putting on my wellies and going at a moderate pace, getting my heart rate elevated. I'm not going to be chuffing, run, sprint. We're not going to be throwing eggs at each other. Eggs don't come into it. I don't know why I said that. We're not going to be we're not going to be chuffing, chasing each other around mountains here. Or indeed, I'm not going to be going to the gym and doing like a hit to the course of a... I don't wear the gym clothes. I don't own the gym. I'm wearing a pair of trousers, like a normal pair of trousers, because that's the trousers I own. If I went to the gym, I'd have to buy some clothes for the gym specific. Maybe there'd be the tight version. I'm not completely averse to tight trousers, but I simply do not own a pair because I don't have any cause for their wearage. So I don't want to give her the wrong idea here, but she seems quite into that. So at this point, I would stop her. I'd say, excuse me, I'm sorry to interject, but I don't want to give you the wrong idea. I'm not into all this gym shit. I don't mind if you do it, but don't think I'm ever going to be coming down with the fruity bottle and a I don't know what you need, a energy bar, counting off your reps. That's not me.
I guess so. I haven't really put it to the test, but...
Drop and give me 20?
I could do that.
You mean what, right now?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I told you she was scary, didn't I? Told you. She seems aggressive. What was this about drop and give me 20? Now, like, is she pushing me? Because I would say to her, don't be ridiculous. Like, obviously I can do 20 press-ups. That's the sort of thing I do every day. About 20. Like, that's the sort of thing. But I'm not going to do it now on a Zoom call because it's just chiefing weird. And you're not going to start ordering me about like some sort of sergeant major because that sets a strange precedent in the relationship. Although it was a little bit fruity sauce, wasn't it? There was a little bit of fruity sauce there. So maybe we can drop and give ooh, madam, bit of fruity sauce. But I don't want to have to be doing exercise unnecessarily in the bedroom just for exercise sake.
Yeah, come on, the floor's yours.
Jeez, I'm kind of backed into a corner now, aren't I?
No, you just say
I'll give
you're
it a
not
go.
doing
I'll give it a go. Why not? All right, let's do this.
I'm watching.
What?
Okay, I did do a workout this morning, so please
Okay, sure.
do not judge. Okay. 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Some sort of weird fitness test. What's going on? There's some sort of like she wants to have a date, but before we can, I've got to literally jump through some hoops. I'm taking off the jumper now because it's hot in here. We've turned up I've broken the headphones. It's all gone wrong. God, it is hot in here. I turned up the radiator because it's got particularly cold. I turned up the radiator because it's got particularly... Which way does the hat go? Make the hat symmetrical. Put the headphones on. It's got particularly cold. So I turned up the radiator. Well, it's too much now. It's too much. I'm actually sweating. So, jumper's gone. It's gone now. It's gone. Just nice... normal t-shirt. It's fine. But would I be doing press-ups for this lady? It's got a bit weird. This has
2,
We shouldn't really be watching him do them.
Moral support, please. 5,
Yes.
6,
Nearly halfway.
7, 8, 12. I did not think I'd be doing this. 13,
Now you're as sweaty as me.
18,
What, after 20 press-ups?
19, 20.
Yes.
Woo! Okay.
And no one
My
wants to go to a
goodness.
date sweaty.
I did not think I'd be doing that again.
Congrats.
Okay. Whew. Light work. Easy
Evidently.
peasy.
Wow.
My goodness.
See, the problem is the date's going in a direction that I would not allow it to be steered in. So later they're going to ask us some questions and we're going to do some things, but really we're already way off track. She'd have said, get down and give me 20, and I'd have gone, no, don't be silly. Tell me about yourself. And like, you know, whether she liked that or not, I'm just, you know, I would have just absolutely, I just wouldn't have entertained it as a real, no, I'm not really. He's just so impressionable. Like you said, you know, he's so innocent and impressionable. She's like, give me 20. He's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. Order me a pizza. Oh, should I really? What do you want on it? Oh, I'd have to give him my address. Oh, I see he's not going to come round. He's just going to, don't you dare come round. Order me a pizza and don't you dare come. Do you know what I mean, though? He's just that impressionable, so that's...
I mean, you do know it's going to take a lot more than that to impress me, though, right?
Oh,
Well,
come on. Are you serious?
impressing you is not the aim of my game. The aim of my game is to be myself, so you get a good impression of what that's like, so that if you were to enter into a more regular meet-up relationship with me, that you'd know what you were getting into, so you would enjoy it. Like, you'd have a fair, open-eyes choice, and you'd make a good choice, and that's what you. That's the purpose of these things. Like, I wouldn't be if I wanted to impress you, and I tried to sound impressive and do impressive things, I'd come across as a cock because I'd be showing off. So it wouldn't. That's not impressive, is it? I said I like people who impress me at the start of this, but I like them to naturally have something impressive about their character that I find impressive. It can be something they don't even know is impressive. They don't even know it. Maybe it's their humility. You know, I don't know.
Yep. But brownie points for humouring me.
Listen, I guess what I'll have to do for now, won't it? So... Woo! Take a breath.
Oh, yeah.
Well, listen, thank you for breaking the ice, Saffron.
She did seem a little bit fruity herself then, didn't she? He didn't actually say anything. He just went, "Woo, take a breath," and she went, "Oh yeah." She's kind of saying what she's done there is she said, right, yoga, that's all stretchy, bendy yoga. You're on the floor. I'm sweaty. Get on the floor and get sweaty. Oh yeah, baby. She's up for it, isn't she? She's up for it. That's what I've read through the signals there. I've read the signals. She's up for it. She wants a bit of the old hokey cokey, pig in a pokey. I mean, we're all up for it, aren't we? We're dating. That's the part of the point, I guess. But it's kind of taken as read, isn't it? It's kind of like, that's the point of the date. So it's the other thing that if I think you look okay, you look a bit fruity. Okay, yeah, I'm into that. Fruity. The point of the chat is to find out the other stuff.
It's my specialty.
So, I haven't asked, what is it that you do for a living when you're not breaking the ice?
That's better.
I'm a project manager for an animal welfare charity.
my
I
goodness,
like
that's
that.
really cool.
I've actually been a vegan for about 10 years.
Sold. We don't need any more questions. We don't need any more questions. She looks reasonably attractive when she smiles, and she's a vegan. That'll do. Oh, and it's so. I tell you what, this game is so hip, isn't it? It's so hipster already. It's so hipster. It's so Polaroid, isn't it? It's this game is so hip. It's wearing a pair of those like geeky sort of glasses, and it's taking photographs with a real Polaroid camera, and it's something about Instagram that I'm not aware of. Some part of Instagram culture that I'm not aware of. Insert here. So hip. People of a certain age, you know, in their 30s, they're in the 20s, in their 20s and 30s, hip, London, hip, so hip. A vegan, of course they're a vegan. You can't be a proper hipster if you're not a chuffing vegan. But yeah, that for me, that's a positive. That's a good tick. You know why it's a positive? It wasn't the vegan thing, wasn't the major. It was the animal charity thing for me was the first positive, because it was the purpose of the reason for the veganism was this like initial what am I trying to say? Moral choice, ethical. Yeah, I like people who share my moral ethical, because then we don't have big arguments about those chuffing things. So I can see there, that's going to, it's not just, you're vegan, I'm vegan, great. It's that we've got some sort of compatibility that will reduce the, I don't want to have a big row about like this or that ethical point. If I think you're doing something that's not ethical, then aligning myself with you all the way through the dates and the process and all that, and having the discussions, the rows. Like, if I don't think, maybe I should just not, I don't know. But for this, it's like, this box is now, okay, we don't have to argue about that. I don't have to explain it or anything like that. That's okay. But I would date somebody who's not vegan if they had the first ethical point of, I love animals and don't want to see them hurt. Because I believe eventually they will fall into veganism in a way, like just naturally, if they're just exposed to enough of it. So I'm it's sold. Sold.
Do you mind if I ask?
But also, she's more pretty in her conversation than she was in her picture. That's always a good thing for me. When you see people, and in the real, you meet people on the internet, I don't, but you meet people on the internet, you see their dating profile. I've never, ever had a date from a dating app. I've never, ever been on a Tinder date. I've been on Tinder, never been on a Tinder date. So you meet people on a Tinder date, or maybe I have once. I don't know. Anyway, look, maybe I've done a Facebook one where it was a blind date through Facebook. So we knew each other's profile on Facebook, which is like Tinder. But anyway, then you turn it, they're not like that. They're not exactly what you thought they would look. Oh, no. But if they're better, if it's like, because I was concerned she wasn't even smiling. What's she hiding? Or it turns out she's actually reasonably attractive. Now you see her moving and talking and animated, she seems okay. So that's good. If it was worse, if she was like worse than you, then that's a step back. It's always got to be positive, hasn't it, in these early stages?
What you eat?
No, not at all. It's a very important detail right now, isn't it?
In pretty much every relationship in life.
I'm vegan.
I'm a vegan too. Snap.
Shut up.
He's vegan.
For how long?
Well, a couple of years now.
Hang on. Are we choosing for him? Because I wouldn't have chosen for him that he's vegan. He can be whatever he wants. He can be a meaty. He can chuff off. I want to date her. What's he doing? Are we helping him to get in with this girl? I don't want him in with this girl. I want to date her. So what's this going on now? This is confusing for me. Should I make choices that spoil it for him? Because she's my vegan girl.
I watched
now I've got vegan
documentaries online that just...
Now I've got vegan competition. Haven't I? Now I've got competition from Vinny. Back off, Vinny.
shook me to the core, and yeah, I never went back.
I don't even want to watch those, although I guess it's good that they're out there. Oh my god, do you want to hear something really cool? It's gonna blow your mind.
Okay, go on.
I'd like to hear your thoughts about whatever it is you're going to bring up, but I don't like, in general life, if someone precedes their thoughts with, oh my god, do you want to hear about Adabada? Like, no, like, just tell me what the thing is. Don't build it up. Like, we're not at the cinema. Coming soon, my next piece of conversation. This summer, you'll need to know. Like, I just, like, hang on, just tell me the chuffy. Oh, do you want to hear this? I don't know. Not until you've said it. I can't grade it and judge it until you've said it. Just say it, and if I don't like it, I'll start saying the other things.
I make my own milk.
What? We all make our own... We all make our... all ladies make their own milk at some point in their life. That lady with the baby's probably doing it as well. What are you trying to show off about?
Oh my god, oat milk. I make my own oat milk.
That's better.
Jeez, I thought you meant... You know what, never mind. How? I literally spend a small fortune on this stuff.
Again, so Vinny is now revealing himself to be an idiot. I wouldn't do that to her. If I didn't know how to make oat milk, I wouldn't go like, how? Oh my god. I'd like, you know, just make certain basic assumptions. Because I'm not an expert, but my basic assumptions are that you have to take the oats, you have to process them in some way, maybe pound them, you know, maybe like beat them. You have to mush them up a bit, don't you? Get this sort of more like an oat mulch on the go. And then obviously you're going to add water at some point. You're going to like blend, maybe mix mulch, blend with water. You're going to filter at some point. I imagine you're not going to leave all those oats in there. You might want to pasteurize, bring it to a certain pound the bliss. The auto moderator, sex-based terms. It figured. It figured. We're going to allow that. You're going to make these oats all mushy and squishy. You're going to get the water involved. Then pasteurizing, you're probably going to want to bring it up to a certain heat so that it's been killed of all bacteria, and then you're going to want to seal it in some sort of you know, maybe boil the bottles and the jars so they are themselves nice and clean, sterile when you add the oat milk, and then it'll keep in the fridge for a few weeks, won't it? Oat milk. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I could guess. So me saying, "Oh my god, how?" It makes me sound like I'm a fucking idiot. Like, you're not going to want to date me because you send me down the shops for a tin of beans and I come back with spaghetti hoops. Why? Because I'm a fucking chuffing idiot who doesn't know how to make oat milk, let alone pick up the right shopping.
Okay, it's so easy. You basically just put oats in like a litre of water.
God. Well, now she's showing off as well. I make my own oat milk. And how'd you do it? Well, I just put the oats in the water. Right. I'm not going to... You've turned me off you a little bit now because... Before, I was like, oh, you're saving us a little shopping trip. You make your own thing. It's quite bijou. It's quite chic. You know, I quite like that. But now it's just oats and water. Why are we bothering? Don't bother. Just buy the chuffing oat milk from the supermarket and have done with it. Let them bother. And we'll buy it at a very reasonable price because they're mass producing the chuffing stuff. Let them bother. We'll get on with our... Look at the mess you've made in the kitchen making oat milk again. What a waste of time that is. You could have been doing something more important. Don't bother making oat milk. I don't like it. It's just water and oat. Your oat milk is not as good as the stuff we buy at the supermarket. I prefer the supermarket brand. Your stuff's just chuffing oat water. It's oat water. It's not oat milk. It's oat water. And now I have to drink it all the time because you enjoy... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Let them soak, add a bit of sweetness,
What?
and then you just sieve out the oats with some muslin.
Told you.
Done.
No, not done. You didn't do the mushing and the pounding that we all wanted. You didn't do the mushing and the pounding that you wanted. So I wanted the proper oat milk. You've given me like second grade oat water. I have to pretend to love it because you're so bijou. No, chuff off, mate. Like she's spoiled it. She's made me think that she's one of these people that I have to like, you know, oh, I'm doing my own hollandaise. Oh, are you? I can make hollandaise as well. It's not. I mean, I used to work in a professional kitchen, so I can make... Obviously I wouldn't now because I'm vegan, aren't I? So, but like, it's like going through all this rigmarole for something that's not worth the thing just because you think it's like, don't bother. I'll just fucking, you know, just get some from the supermarket. Just have the hollandaise in the soup. If you need it that bad, we'll just get it. In fact, we don't need it at all. Can we not bother? Just you know, I'll make my own. Mate, I've made my own mince pies. Oh, that's nice actually at Christmas. Quite like that. But if it was just regular time of year, and you want to be home making all this stuff, and it's like, it would be okay if you knew what you were doing. This is the thing that bugs me about it, right? If she was top grade oat milk maker and she was making me some delicious oat milk, that is cool. That is cool. But if it's just like, oh, I do it myself at home and I'm having a crack, and you're not very good, just put the oats in the water, add some sugar, sieve it. No. What about the pounding? You missed out this important stuff. No, pasteurising. Missed out. If it's not that good, I don't want to have to humour you and mess about. I don't want you to mess. I don't want. That's the thing. It's trying to aspire to a restaurant standard of food production at home is great, and if you achieve it, that's excellent. But if you're nowhere near good, let's not have it happening, because it's spoil. I could have better milk, but you're spoiling with your. I don't have to pretend it's good. Let's not pretend. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not beat around the bush. There's a lot of people who think they're MasterChef because they do a nice bit of home cooking. I like a nice bit of home cooking. But if you're going to pretend to be your MasterChef, I'm going to grade you on MasterChef standards, and you're going to fall horrendously short, because I've worked in professional kitchens. I know what those standards are. So then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I did this and I did that and I made this and I made that, and I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, it's not, you know, it's only a 6 out of 10. Don't start blowing your load over that. And then we have to all bum you. You're like, oh, you're wonderful. Oh, I love you. Oh, you made your own thing. Oh, it's so wonderful. While you're drinking it and thinking, oh, this is horrible. I wish I had my own brand of oat milk with chocolate in. So that's it.
I know. I just changed your life.
For the worse.
Where are your eyes wandering off to?
Your living room is...
That's
Confusing.
a naked picture there.
Eccentric.
There's
No,
boobies.
fascinating.
What interests you most?
So there's a couple of things there that you can't see now because I paused it, but you're just going to have to accept that they were there. There was some pencil holders that had boobies on them, and there was a picture of like it looked like some boobies and a womanly, you know, nothing wrong with that sort of thing, open sexuality. And I get the idea here, yoga, oat milk, vegan, boobies. There's going to be a lot of sort of like, you know, having sex on the floor and like, you know, rolling around in the oats and that sort of, you know, young, free, you know, wild, ooh, dancing around the fire, having sex, you know, that sort of business. Hippie sex. But, you know, I'm not averse to it. But at the same time, Like, I don't mind just keeping things a little bit more neat and tidy, and I don't mind being a little bit more buttoned down about, like, I don't want to have all the boobies out on the table. Like, it would make me feel uncomfortable if my mum came round and there was all the boobies out on the table. What's that? Oh, it's Saffron. She makes booby jugs. Jugs. I wouldn't say anything else because I'm buttoned down about it. I wouldn't have anything else to say about it. Just say she does it. No negative. I'm not going to be going on about it being mean to her, but at the same time, this is me choosing my dates, so I'm allowed to be a bit. So books, pottery, photographs. I wouldn't choose the pottery to talk about because it makes me. There's books, the photographs I can't see. It's pausing it for us here. Okay, what would you want to say here? We're going to have to... I mean, the point is that I am more perturbed about... And she's put them on display behind her. Deliberately. The boobies. She's put them on display behind her. The thing that interests me the most is the painting on the wall. The different facial linear... There's something about that. It reminds me of... sketches of, like, Picasso or John Lennon. Like certain people used to make little sketches and they'd have a little bit of something about them, and there'd only be a little sketch. There's something about that, but and the piece by the boobies. We're just gonna have to go with boobies, aren't we? Even though I don't want to, I want to say books because I'm polite. If she said, like, and look at her face, right? She's pulling a face like, are you brave enough to talk boobies? Like a sort of accusing face. This is that face again. There's that aggression. There's that worry. I mean, you don't see this on camera, but right now, down here, my hands are gathering up my shirt in a subconscious display of tension. And we're gonna have a fight about the boobies. Is this like a childish, like a childish tongue out? I'm having the boobies on this. I'm saying boobies in the supermarket, and what do you want to do about it? We're going to talk bras and periods in the supermarket, and what are you going to do about it? And I'm going to say, well, I feel a bit buttoned down. It makes me a little bit embarrassed. Can we not? And she's going to say, oh, bit embarrassed, are you? Not free and hippie, not free. You're a bit worried. We're all naked underneath, mate. And I'm going to go, yeah, okay. We're all naked underneath. I like your aspidestra. Can we not talk about your aspidestra? I like your aspidestra. We're all naked underneath. I know that. And once she's seen me naked, and once she's got pictures of me naked, and and then she's doing pottery of me, not booby pots now, but phallics. Oh no! Was she painting a picture of me with my tackle out? Oh no! Wearing everyone round for Christmas, and she's put that up. Are you embarrassed about the naked form? No, I'm not. But we're having everyone round for Christmas, and it's me tackle out. Can we not? I'm pressing spacebar. It's nothing to do with spacebar. Right, pottery. We'll have the pottery then.
There are actually some really interesting pieces of art over there.
I wouldn't be... Remember, I wanted to talk about the painting. But I would not be praising them. I'd be honest. I'd be like, what the fuck? What the fuff are those pots? They look like multicoloured boobies. That's probably exactly the way I'd say it. Exactly.
You're staring at my boob pots.
Oh God.
You know what?
You've said that before. She's got a joke ready. You're staring at my boobs. It's witty. It's not witty if you say it every time someone mentions them. If you've painted them in bright colours and put them on the side so that people mention them, so that when they do, you can say your joke. That's not witty. That's pre-planned. It's the opposite of wit. If there was an opposite of wit, Shakespeare would know.
I attend these pottery classes, and I made these collection of pots with female breasts in all different shapes and sizes.
Why?
I feel like they're all really beautiful.
Hey, listen, amen to that.
What do you think?
Okay.
I think they're awful. I think they're awful.
I won't be offended.
You won't be offended.
Come on, just tell me.
Okay, it's going to pause for us because it's in streamer mode. I would be honestly, naturally now, I'd say, well, I think they're kind of garish and a bit awkward. They make me feel a bit awkward. So I wouldn't be praising them as artworks unless she had previously herself said, oh, the thinking behind them is this thing. I got these. If it was just, I sat down and did some boobs, I made a willy, then that's not good art, is it? It's not. But if you're like, the female form should be, is controversial in today's day and age because breasts are stuck on everything and anything to sex them up, with Coca-Cola all the way through to garden hoses, then you're making a point about the prominence of breasts. Okay, we've got something to talk about now, and the reason they're multicolours is because of this, childish approach to sexuality. All right, okay, you've made me think differently about them. But just like, I went to pottery class and I've done some boobs. I don't like them. I think they look garish. They're not. It doesn't matter if they're good art or not. In terms of things in my home, I like the colour scheme of the plant, the terracotta pot, the wood, a little bit of art on the walls. It's an orchid in the background. I like the feel of that. And then a bright red and yellow and blue and purple and green, all those colour combinations, all clashing. Bright red titty pots. They don't do it for me. Is that a sketch? Is that an ink sketch behind? Can we not have that up? What's that? Is that somebody's open? It doesn't. It's just a little bit too. It's like having a porn mag open on the floor, and I'm like, okay. Does someone want to put that away? No. Oh, it's there for. Oh, you put it out on the table for it. Okay. Right, there are other displays of femininity that are slightly more, and this is what I'd say to her as well. I'd say there are other displays of femininity that are much more subtle and appealing to me, such as your smile, such as the light in your eyes when the mischief that you're making comes to the fore. Because I see it as mischief making. I don't mind a bit of mischief making. So I turn it into a praise for her. But I would definitely criticise. I'm not going to say I love them pots.
Okay, I can see that a lot of love has gone into them. And,
No, it hasn't.
You clearly...
But I want to say bollocks. I'm going to bollocks. It's not a lot of love. She said I went to a pottery class and did them. So if it was a lot of love, I'd spent 6 years working on my pottery, and I have this deep-seated connection with the work of Grayson Perry, and I've come to love, and a lot of love goes into that. No. I went to a class and I banged them out in 5 minutes. It's not a lot of love.
Believe in what they embody. No pun intended.
But
how can I say this? They just look
They're
a bit
awful.
rough. And maybe no. Honestly, maybe you were going for that sort of rustic vibe, but I don't know. One final polish would have done nicely, like for smoothness.
This is okay. Now this is the problem, right? Because you say something like that, and then you're getting polished titty pots for Christmas. She's like taking on your constructive criticism and using it to further her titty pot creations. No, don't fuel the fire. Don't say they could have done with. The only kind of polish they could do with is the very vigorous, hard polishing of being thrown against a surface at high speed. That kind of polishing that might result in the thousands of fractured pieces. That kind of polishing, fine. Polish them that way. If I lived there, right, get this. We do this date. Yeah, it goes really well. We meet up. It's COVID, so I don't know how we're going to meet up to do dates. Thank God I'm not playing this during the actual COVID, because I'd have been ripping that part of it. We can rip that part of it later. Right, but get this. It's gone well. We're going on a date. I've come round. We've done the fruity sauce. It's gone really well. She enjoys it. I'm brilliant. I'm walking around in no clothes, going to the refrigerator, getting myself some juice. Glug, 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 glug. And and this is happening. On the way past, I'm smashing one of those off. Oops. Sorry. My tackle just smashed one of those off. I'm not used to walking around with no clothes on. My tackle's just smashed one of those off. And she can't say anything about it. She can't be cross. Because, it's not the moment to be cross, is it? But there's one down, one to go. Over the course of our relationship, the things get smashed. That's it. That's the rule. Like, I think they're horrible. I say they're not that good. And then later on I smash them. But I don't do it in a mean way. Like, this is horrible, I'm smashing it. I do it in an accidental way. So, oops. And then, it's okay. Because, little accidents happen. I'll buy you I'll buy you a Terence Conran titty pot. don't worry, I'll get you some more modelling. We'll take you to another class, we'll do one together and we'll make some things. But, you know, I'm not going to just be like, oh, they're really, you know, if you do them again but better, they might be better. No, you're going to end up with 6.
But listen, I honestly know nothing about pottery.
Again, don't put yourself out there as an idiot on a dating. I know nothing. Yeah, why would you want to date me? I know nothing about nothing. No, I know quite a lot about art and culture. And I know that just shonking together a titty pot is not the pinnacle.
So please don't let me prove to you.
No, you're totally right. Like, I have this self-sabotage tendency.
I mean, it made the choice to use your 8-year-old swimming trophy in the background, made that seem a bit different now, didn't it? Should I have put my 8-year-old swimming trophy in the background? Do I look cool with that? Well, she's gone for titty pots, so...
Where, like, I only get so far with something, and then I just completely decide that I hate it, so I stop. And the boob pots are a prime example of that.
Oh my God, so you even know it yourself.
Very...
You know, she knows it herself, that she didn't even get to the point where she was getting good at it. She just gave up already because she had no natural talent and she was making crap. So why keep them around?
Perceptive.
I mean, they are great.
They're not
They're
great.
great, I promise you. Just
No, they're not.
Again,
Just rough.
yeah.
A bit like you.
No, you're so right.
Again, see, what he's not doing, she seems really into him, which is mad. Because, in my opinion, I don't give out lots of tips for dating, but you've got to turn these... You've got to ask questions because you want to get to know about these people. But also, when they start to elucidate... Is that the right word? When they start to give out this information, the talking about themselves makes them feel like you're getting to know them. So they think, oh, you know, we had a good chat there. You know, I opened up and, you know, he's a good listener. Like, that's a good thing for them to feel. So you want to ask them about themselves. You want to listen and understand. Yeah, good. Give them positive feedback. And occasionally I'm going to say nice things because I want them to feel good about me and the way I treat them, because I'm going to treat them with care and respect. That's like a, you know, I'd like to set a few standards. So some of the things I might say, you know, the pots are probably not that good, you know, but like I said, you know, I turned it into a nice thing about your smile, didn't I? You know, and I'd say nice things about you, like, oh, I like your, not maybe your hair choice is a bit of a, you know, fashion thing, but, you know, I like your passion. I like the way you're prepared to try artistic things, you know, just even that's it. Give it. I'm trying here, aren't I? I'm trying to say something nice about you, but I wouldn't just be I wouldn't be missing that point. That's key.
Anyway, I've spoken way too much, so it's your turn to tell me about you.
I'm really not great at talking about myself.
Oh, you know what we can...
I'll tell you what's weird though. This is the first time in many years that I've talked to somebody on a one-to-one basis where they're being like datey with me, and it is like I'm like, oh, she'll do. I don't need to go out on all the other dates. She's nice. Why don't we just go out with her?
do. There's this ultimate compatibility test that's only 3 questions.
I don't like to have multiple dating things on the go at once. I don't like... I'm either dating one person, finding out about them, getting to know if it works, or I'm not. I'm not dating 3 people and grading them against each other. I cannot do that. I don't want to have a date with so-and-so on a Monday and so-and-so on a Wednesday and have them like not know about each other or even know about... I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to... I'm fully focused on one relationship and whether it's working. And then when that's not working, we can fully focus on another. I'm not doing this sort of...
Do you want to do it?
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so question 1 is, do you like horror films?
Ooh. I just have to give a simple yes or no answer.
There's nobody in the world that answers no. Everybody likes films. Films are enjoyable. Horror films, whilst not completely... like, they're not completely liked, all of them by everyone. They're in this genre of films, right? And films are fine. It doesn't matter whether you like all films. I don't like all the horror films. Well, you're going to like some of them. They're designed for you to sit and watch. Yeah, all right then, yeah. 3 out of 5, like, of course you like horror. Everyone likes horror films.
Very straightforward.
Oh, then this is super, super easy. I love them.
I wouldn't say that.
Supernatural
I wouldn't say I love them. That wasn't the option.
ones, psychological ones, thrillers, slashers, creatures.
Stop. I'm going to stop you there.
What?
I'm so sorry. I cannot stand them.
No!
Well, hang on. We could say we're going to go into this. We're going to ask the why. Yeah, there are some like repeatable format horror films. Like I don't want to watch Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5. I don't want to watch Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 5. But Blair Witch is very different from Psycho. And they're both excellent pieces of film. So we don't have to watch a horror film every night. If you don't like them, that's fine. We can go out and have a great relationship. I'm not going to force you to watch horror films. It's that simple. So I don't think that should be a negative. But and I would ask why.
That's
I would,
such a
because
shame.
it's about having conversation.
Because they're
isn't
so
it?
good to.
It's not a shame.
With people.
I don't care if we watch it. I don't care if we watch a film together, like horror film. It's not a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, what is there a reason? Like, why don't you like them?
When I was a kid, I watched a horror film and it killed my dad.
Just to be perfectly honest with you, I suffer from anxiety really bad.
Oh, so that's all right. So do I. You know, don't let that spoil your enjoyment of media.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay. I keep it under control with my lifestyle choices, but I used to get panic attacks really badly, so
I don't know if this would be a good match because two people with anxiety probably make each other more anxious rather than less anxious. I don't know, but you know, it could be a decent match. But also, there's something about this pretentiousness that she has about her that because I have anxiety, I can't watch this horror movie. Like I'm so fragile that watching a horror movie might set off my panic attacks. That I find a little bit weak. And I mean, I've got anxiety. I know about how it feels. But I think you've got to be tough enough to say, well, that's just a movie. And if you're not, then our long-term relationship is going to have these problems where I'm like, hang on. I'm compassionate and I care, but it's just a movie. So come on, you know. Maybe that's not going to
try
click.
to avoid like all triggers, like scary movies.
I totally understand.
I don't totally understand. I don't think you can avoid all triggers. So I think sometimes you have to face triggers and that you can't just say, oh, there's triggers. That's the end of today. I'm heads in the sand again. You know, out in the world, there's triggers. It's tough. Things make you anxious. You have to feel anxious sometimes and go through it. So
They're just films, so it's not a big detail.
yeah.
So, have you ever travelled to another country alone?
Yes.
Ooh, I think I have to think about that for a second.
I don't have to think. Why would you have to think about that for a second? Are you an idiot? Are you a plain bonker? What's wrong with you, son? Oh, I don't know what I do in my life. I can't remember. Can't remember if I've done things in my life. Shut up. Of course.
I know,
of course
it's
you
kind
know.
of hard to remember that kind of stuff.
Okay, I don't know if this counts. I have. I studied abroad in Bologna in Italy, and that was crazy.
I mean,
I don't know if it counts. If you went there on his own, it counts. If you went there with loads of people, it doesn't count. So you figure it out, you dum-dum.
love travelling, but I actually don't think I've ever been alone.
You haven't? No. Okay, I find that surprising.
I know. You kind of would have thought I had, right? I seem like the type.
She seems like the type to be alone. What she's kind of telling me there is that she's always had boyfriends. So if I say, why have you always been with someone when you've been travelling? She's going to say, oh, well, first I was with Trevor, and then I was, I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to hear about that. I'm not bringing that up. So I'm not going to persist with this line of questioning. My anger towards him not remembering is amazing. Well, come on. Do you remember if you've been to a country on your own? Yes, I remember that sort of thing. Do you remember what happened on like the telly 6 weeks ago? No, I don't remember that sort of thing. Do you remember if you've been to another country? Yes, I remember that sort of thing. Do you remember if you were there on your own? Yes, I remember that. It's a basic, and if you're revealing, like, if you don't know that, if you're like, oh, have I ever been to another country on my own? Ooh, I would hide that. It's first date. I don't want to be like, oh, do I have ever been to a country on my own? Probably not, if I'm having to think this much about it. Probably not. They wouldn't let me. But, I want to give a sort of impression I want to give is of somebody who kind of knows what's going on. Because I think it's the opposite. I think it's not attractive if someone doesn't know what the hell's going on all the time. Can't remember their own date of birth. That's not attractive. It's like, you can't even... We're going to have trouble all the time. Where did you park the car? I can't remember. Oh, for God's sake, not this again. This is first dates, remember. This is date 1. So, next question anyway, because I don't want to know.
Finally, could you pack up your life and live on a boat?
Wow, now that is a left field question.
Just imagine yourself, completely alone.
I wouldn't
Completely isolated.
Mhm.
Again.
Right, she's selling it, so I think the answer is I'm supposed to say yes. She's selling it, but it wouldn't be completely alone. I'd be with you.
Sing along.
Yeah, I could do that. I'd live on a boat. Yeah, fine, whatever.
Do you know what? I reckon I could. I think
You don't
I'm
say,
pretty
look,
low.
if you fancy the person on the other end here, if you think, oh, they're a bit fruity saucy, I like the way this is going, and she's being a bit fruity saucy, she's reasonable, she's not terrible, so I wouldn't just say to her, no, chuff your boat, fuff off. Like, there's no way I'd say that, unless boats really put me in the, unless I was a long-term boat phobe, unless a boat had killed my family, I wouldn't be. I'd just be like, yeah, why not? Why not say yeah? It's not like she's going to make me pack up all my stuff and move into her boat, is it? Like, her thing's not going like this. It's not on a cabin, is it? It's not like she's going to make me. So I just say yeah, keep things rolling.
You go at the best of times, and I'm thinking about it now, and that sort of tranquility is probably a bit of me.
Tranquility until we have to get out and do the lock. Can you push the lock for me? Tranquility until you're drifting out to sea. Oh no. Tranquility. Oh, big wave. Oh, tranquility.
Okay, disclaimer, my sea legs aren't great, but I guess that's just something you'll get used to.
Yeah, no, same. I could do it in a heartbeat.
Oh.
I feel like lockdown has been great practice.
No, I'm there with you.
Well, that was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it?
Smidge.
What?
We're not compatible.
I mean, do you really trust all these personality tests?
That wasn't a disaster. That wasn't a disaster. Who doesn't remember their own date of birth? People don't. Look, it wasn't a disaster. She was just. There was one question out of the whole lot that I didn't agree with. Horror films. And it was her that doesn't like them, not me. I said they're all right. So I can take them or leave them. I don't have to go to them. Just because I like them doesn't mean I'm going to be sat at home watching fucking horror films all night while you sit in the corner scared. That's not. It's going all right. I disagree that you said it's going. This is a problem at the end of the day. If they say it's not gone well and you think it has, that's a huge problem. Because you can't argue about it. You can't convince them. It's not. Don't you. Give me your scorecard. I'm changing it. It's not that. You have to accept it. You have to accept it. They didn't like you. There's something wrong with you. Go back and work on it. No, there's nothing wrong with you. Just people don't always compatible. Certainly not people on internet dating sites. There's usually something wrong with them in the first place. That's why they're on an internet dating site.
Vinny, just because I'm a hipster, it doesn't mean that I base my life off obtuse thinking and mysticism.
I did say she was a hipster, but at no point did I say she was obtuse. We're both vegan.
Okay, no, you're right.
However, I did notice that our star signs aren't super compatible.
Get out. Get out then. If you're already worried because of star signs, get out. That is, for me, that is it. That is just, you might as well just, what are you going to do? You're going to bring up some chuffing fairy magic in, like, star signs. It doesn't mean anything. They organise the calendar based on something to do with NASA. Like, I'm doing this. It's made me angry because she seemed alright. She was quite attractive. We were getting on well. She's a vegan. She's going to ruin it with this belief in this star signs chuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this evening, Vinny. I had a really lovely time getting to know you.
Oh, just you wasted my time.
Really beautiful energy.
I interrupted now. I'd interrupt to say, just don't. Look, you've wasted my time long enough. Get off. That's what I'd say. I don't want to do pleasantries with someone who lied all the way through. She knew what my star sign was at the very start. Maybe the star sign thing is just a ruse. Maybe the star sign isn't what it is. Maybe it's the way I am that she doesn't like. But she's being nice and saying it's the star sign. Because if she'd known I was a tourist the whole time and it was going to be a no-go, sorry, then, like, why are you wasting my time, you chuffer, showing off your titty pots, Trying to. By the way, I've got an Etsy if you want to buy one of my titty pots.
Thank you, Saffron. So do you. And yeah, it was just a real pleasure talking to you.
She was pleased. Anyway, she was pleased with herself. When you're ready, you can enter your date with Maya. Oh, I don't look forward to this now. I'm not looking forward to this. What's happened to my face? Battery. Right, battery. Oh, it's so hot in this room. Battery charging. Battery changing. It's so hot in this room. Real fucking hot. Are you hot like me? It's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. I am hotty hot. I'm gonna hot my clothes off. I'm gonna turn the radiator down. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off all my clothes, but I'm gonna turn the radiator down. That's one. Where's the? Come on, where's my face? There's. Oh, I'm not in focus. You. Right, focused on this, you chuffer. Focus on that. That's my hand. I mean, I'm looking at it. It's only little in the corner. Is that me in focus now? Am I in focus now? I'm all right. Oh no, I'm back. I'm in focus. I'm ready for my date with Maya. Right, we're gonna have a little pause. It's getting late. What time is it? We've done 2 hours. We've done 2 hours. We've only been on one date, you chuffer. Right, so I'm going to have a little 5-minute break for me now because I am sweating. And I have to go in another room and smoke this has got to, I've been smoking this vape thing. I'm going to have to smoke a real cigarette because like that date has set me on edge. She set me on edge. The thing that spoiled me at the end, right, I'm going to just give you a little bit of a lowdown from the high ground. Nip out for 5 minutes. I need to make another cup of tea. I need a little 5 minute. I'll do big face for a second. I need a little cup of tea. I'll tell you what, right? The problem with that date at the end was she was so smiley and happy with herself. And by the end of it, I was thinking this is going quite well. I quite like her. And then she just chuffed me off with "You're a Taurus, I'm not having it." So she made me cross at the end. And part of the crossness was, well, actually, no, I'd quite like to see where this goes. We could have a second date. Well, but she's just shut the door on my face. It's rude. You know, you're supposed to be an open-minded vegan, hippie, you know, all this. And someone says they're born on a certain day and that's it for you. That's problematic. So it does annoy me that she's got like this lazy brain part of it. I suppose that's a reason I wouldn't want to date her. But, you know, aren't you supposed to be open-minded and find out about it? Oh, yeah, but you're born on a Friday, so it's going to be a no, I'm afraid. That doesn't do it for me, does it? Hang on, how have I done this? Look, how have I done? Oh, you'll know how. How have I done taking out the background because it's green, but behind me you can see the background where it's green? That's madness. You shouldn't be able to do both at the same time. Well, that's because that's the cat cam. And there's no cat in the cat cam, so I can turn it off. Right. Pausing for a second. I'm away for 5 minutes. I should have a back in 5 minutes sign. I have got one. Nigel made me one. But it's in a little folder somewhere. So instead, I'm just going to do this. Back in 5 minutes. Like that. And then this Ecosia will have an images. There it is, look. Like that. This is like my old hairdressing shop. Honest to God, when I ran the old hairdressing shop on my own, because it was just me and like one other person sometimes I'd have to do that on the door and just go out and like, fine, you know, if I was, because I wouldn't want to smoke outside the front door, I'd go out the back, you know, obviously, but like that, and people would turn up at the shop, it's not even open, back in 5 minutes, and then I'd turn up and oh, hi, it's me, I've got the keys, and they'd be like, oh, this is different. I'd be like, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's my shop. Get used to it, Sonny. Well, will be back in 5 minutes for my date with Maya. So you be good. I'm not going anywhere. I am going somewhere. I'm going in 5 minutes. Don't you go anywhere. You do what you like, frankly. Frankly, you do what you like. Do what you like. You might as well leave it on. I'm not going to be gone that long, but do what you like, frankly. I'm not going to pressure you into anything. This is dating. No pressure. Dating should be no pressure situation. So you do what you like. room. Where's my headphones? Chuff it. You need your headphones. Right. Back in 5 minutes, you chuffer. Back in 5 minutes. Right, you chuffer. Super Nintendo Switch. Ready for our next date. Now, it is getting quite late to nearly midnight in reality in the UK. So, we'll do our second date. I don't know if we're going to get through 5 of them because we'll be on to 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. But we'll do our second date. If we get it done by nearly midnight, I can take the doggy for a little midnight walk. If not, then they turn the street lights outside off and I can't go walking. So let's get on with it. Is this supposed to be straight after? Hopefully, you know, I pressed the wrong button there. Hopefully, this is not straight after. Hopefully, you're having like a day or two in between these dates. It would be a right chuffer to have to go through it. And then immediately after you finish to get on another date straight away. 1, 2, Chuffy, 1, 2.
Hello. Hi.
Sorry, I needed to pee. Hi.
No, oh my god, I can't argue with that then. That's
Sorry, I needed to pee. What's going on with these ladies? That they're never ready for their start of their date. And when they are ready, they want to throw in some sort of... Like the last one was I've been doing yoga, I'm all sweaty. This one is I'm going for a wee-wee. What's wrong with them? Don't say these things. Just say, oh, hi. You know, sorry I was a little bit late. I'm here now. You know, you don't have to give these weird excuses.
fine. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
Too personal.
Cheers. How are you, Vinny?
I'm
Okay, straight in. She's straight in with the alcohol, so I'm a bit less impressed that you're guzzling down the wine. A bit less impressed, but what can you do?
good, thank you very much. I think I can slightly detect an accent.
No, I wouldn't. Oh,
Am I
God,
correct?
no. Vinny, mate. I'll pull the chair so where I'm sat more so you can see me more. Vinny, don't go straight in there with like, oh, where are you from? Like, it's a modern world. People have accents. She'll reveal some more information. You'll get to know a bit more. You'll find out the right time to ask this question. Don't be straight in with the ethnicities. It's a bit clumsy, isn't it, Vinny?
You're very observant. Yeah. Where do you think I'm from?
I've actually heard a few
Where'd you-
footballers
Where you think I'm from? I think Spanish.
interviewed that sound a little bit like you.
Yeah, footballers from my country are very good. Some of the
Colombian.
best in the world, I would say, personally.
Colombian. I can't say Colombian. I'm going to have to say Spanish. It's definitely not Danish, isn't it? I used to date a Hungarian. It's not Hungarian or Belgian.
That has to be a Spanish accent, surely.
Muy bien. Very
Yes?
good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm very impressed. How do you know?
What I would say,
I think I don't know, probably just a good ear for these kind of things.
Yeah, come on. I know. It was a lucky guess, right? Own up to it.
okay, it's paused it for a streamer mode. What I would say, she's very smiley and happy, and like that's a positive. It's quite attractive if people are smiling and happy at you. If you're on a date, you know, being smiley and jolly is nice. It's better than me and the way I am and cross and mean. But yeah, smiling and happy. Maybe a little bit too smiling. Like, you know, I haven't done anything here to make her smiling and happy. I haven't done much of a joke or maybe she likes the way I look and she's into the dating concept. But it's quite like if that's her energy levels just standard, like it's going to be quite a hard, you know, lifetime of dealing with high energy. Oh, God, chuff it. But yeah, no, quite positive, quite attractive. You know, nothing wrong here. She's having a little bit of a drink, but that's fine. And how did I know she was Spanish? Well, there's a number of factors. Out of that list it gave me, it was very obviously not the others. But there's a couple of factors. It's the way she sounds. But there's a bit of knowledge here as well. She's got the dark eyes, the dark hair. So that's, you know, pushing it towards certain, like, you know, maybe Italian. But, I'd say knowledge, not just guess. But how to pinpoint the knowledge is harder.
I don't know, everyone can recognize the Spanish accent, right?
I mean, it's awkward because I'm actually Portuguese. So, But all of Siberians sound the same to you. I get that.
No. Oh my god, shit. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I mean, is he putting his foot in it there? I wouldn't even feel like if she said that to me then. Like, I wouldn't have said. She just said she was Spanish, and then she said so now she's messing me about. So I just be like, hang on, I'm not. Which one is it really? And if she was like, oh, now we all sound the same, I'd be like, well, come on, let's be fair. Like, there's a similarity in the accents to the untrained ear of the Englishman. It's fair to say there's a similarity in the sound. Surely.
I thought I'd heard people. I just heard people that sounded quite like you, so I didn't.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I knew she was messing. I knew she was messing.
I'm Spanish.
Yeah, she is Spanish, and I wouldn't have bitten at that. I would have just been like, "Are you sure you're like? I'm pretty sure you're Spanish."
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm Spanish. I'm from Granada. Yeah.
So you are actually Spanish? Are
No,
you
I
telling
am.
the truth this
I'm
time, or
fucking
were you
with
telling the truth last
I'm
time?
Spanish, but be careful what you say about everyone can understand.
Darko, is there wrong with saying that people from pretty presumptuous? I mean, what I meant was the options we had were Belgium, Hungarian, and what was the other one? Like, they were Eastern Europeans, and like they're not famous for having dark eyes. Whereas the Spanish, on the Spanish end of Europe, they are famous for having thick, lustrous, dark hair and dark eyes, and you know, not even being what's the word? Not being stereotypical, but it's, you know, it's just like a kind of fact, isn't it? Like, she could be a fit. She could be, but with that accent, with that hair, like, you know, it's. I'm very much. I'm sort of talking from a hairdresser. Like, for hairdresser's point of view, like, I've had my hands in people's hair as a job for a long time. So when we talk ethnicities, I feel like the amount of hair you have on your head is a good is a good indicator for me about your DNA profile.
You know,
I thought I knew. I was so.
No, you did.
Gosh,
you did.
my
But it
heart,
was you were a
man.
bit cocky. You know, I have to.
So how's lockdown been treating you?
Another lockdown question. So boring.
Okay, no, we don't have to.
She's fiery and feisty, but he deserves it because he is a bit like cold water, isn't he? So, I like her. She seems a bit more difficult than the previous lady.
Talk about it if you.
I'm
heard that
kidding.
one as-
It's fine. I've
Oh,
been
again,
keeping really
kidding.
busy. I'm a language teaching assistant, so
Oh wow, nice. What languages?
Spanish.
Obviously.
yes, Spanish and then Italian and French as well. So I've been doing online classes with my students and then some private tuition too. So it's my side hustle.
Wow, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
The good thing about languages is no matter how hungover you are, you never forget them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I noticed that.
No matter how hungover I am, I never forget other stuff either. Like, so. I mean, I didn't forget how to cut hair because I was hungover. I would have been hungover at work. I would have not wanted to cut hair until I was clear of my hangover, had enough coffee, whatever. But I wouldn't have forgotten what I was doing.
There was some other interest on your profile.
Yeah, which ones in particular?
I'm assuming, because that's slightly American terminology, I'm assuming it means she's a bit drunk a bit often. But in the UK, everyone is, so you don't have a terminology for it. It's just normal life. But yeah, she is, I think.
Okay, they all grabbed my attention immediately. But
If I had to pick one thing about the amazing things about you, I would pick.
sure,
Right,
yes,
I
that's
get it,
exactly
I
what
get
I
it.
meant. That was underneath.
I'm just going to say art and culture. I mean, I don't really know what the correct
I
answer is.
really dig that you are into arts and culture.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually quite a recent thing for me, though.
Okay, how come?
I just think, like, as I get older, I want to learn more about the cultural side of cities, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, honestly, in the UK, we drink tea in the daytime. Like, you know, you get up, you have a cup of tea. You're doing your work, you have a cup of tea. But in the evening, everyone's drunk. Not me, but the pubs are busy. Trust me. And this lady, like, how can you say that you didn't care? Of course you cared about art and culture. Even if you were into clubbing, the art and culture you cared about was the clubbing culture, the music art. You know, you like art and everyone likes art and culture. It's just varieties of.
Oh yeah, I mean, London is one of the best places for that. And well, okay. The next question is, what kind of stuff are you looking for?
Oh, well, everything, but, like, I want to learn more about history and see more museums. You're right, the best museums, I think, some of them are in London. So
For sure.
plays too. I love plays. I want to go to more theater.
You love plays. Okay. Now we're talking. This is great.
Yes, I saw that on your profile because you like it too, right?
Yes, I do.
Maybe you could be my
I don't mind going to plays. It's kind of fun, but I'm not going to be doing that weekly.
tour guide.
I mean, if you don't mind me talking your ear off, then yeah, for sure. I'll take you some places that I know in London.
I don't mind that at all. I want to learn everything. Yeah.
I don't want to go touristing around on dates. Like touristing around is for holidays. Like together as a date, it's not for me to be touristing around where even if I'm not, I mean, I don't live in London, so I could tourist around it theoretically, but I do live in the UK. I don't want to spend my time touristing around when we're supposed to be on a date. No, that's like two separate things. Holidays are quite stressful anyway, and you need to be going out with someone for a good deal of time before you decide to, spend a holiday together touristing around. But God help me, on a first date or a second date, just like, no, it's not like you're doing your tourist thing. I'm doing my standard daily life thing. So they're two slightly separate energies and styles of enjoyment of thing. So I don't feel a good.
Yeah?
I don't want to go like Big Ben or whatever. I want to see like real London, right?
Okay, I feel like this is something I could offer. It's pretty cool. I know like some really cool spots.
Your tour guide services, it's like Vinny takes.
Like, let's be fair, Vinny's a little hipster, isn't he? And this game's for hipsters, and it's made by hipsters, and they're hipsters. And London's cool, isn't it? Because you're cool and you're hipsters, and you drink your cocktails out of a little jar with a handle on it. Like, you chuff off. Like, I don't believe that London is the funnel of coolness. Myself, there's cool everywhere. Like, cool is cool, I mean, I don't know.
London, yeah.
Yes, and maybe you can buy me a drink as a payment. Do you know what I mean? So
No, that's a good first date tactic. Come across as cheap.
Sorry, I get a bit aggressive when I'm passionate about something.
Passionate.
No, I wouldn't. Like, if you're into languages, in the long run, as part of a relationship, I will be quite happy to correct you after we've had a conversation about how and when you would like me to correct you. If you like me, in the heat of the moment, to just correct every word, I will do, if that's the way you want to learn the language. But if you feel it might come across as patronising, when I've only just met you, and I will correct your language to your face, then you could, you could tell, hey, smart Jesus, make fun of it. I could do, Yes. Like, if you feel that, I don't know. I mean, I'm quite happy to correct people's grammar. All my life I've been doing it, and it's been received really badly. So over the years, I've decided to not do it as much. But I did it in the goodness of my heart. Someone said H, and I said to them, no, it's not H, it's H. AICH. I'll write it in chat. AICH. H, like that. H. For that letter. H. With an A. What do you mean with an A? With an A. ICH. And they're like, I say H. And I'm like, no, you can't. You can say H, but it makes you sound silly because it's actually H. And saying H makes you sound like you've got something confused, and you makes you look stupid, especially to people who are reasonably educated. So if you're in on a date, for example, or whatever, you say you H, make you feel, they don't even know how to pronounce the basic letters. Like this letter, that letter, L. You don't go around calling it Lel, do you? You don't say Lel. It's ELL, L, isn't it? It's L. So you don't have the first letter of the letter at the front of it just because it is the letter. Some letters you do, don't you? Like T. T is the letter, and is the letter T. So that's where you've got confused. But H is AICH. So for your good, for your own good, if I met, this happened to me in my life, people say H, and I say, I'm sorry, H. Oh, pronounced how. But yeah, people do these things that are wrong, yeah, and you're like, it's not my place to correct you, but as a friend, as someone who cares about you, I didn't expect you to be mean to me when I tried to stop you from looking silly. And you know, if someone's got like a bit of tissue on their back, or you know, like a bit of tissue on their back, or you've got something on your face, mate, you've got something on your face. I'm trying to help you get that thing off, because you don't want to walk around looking stupid. You've got a tissue on your back from the toilet. I'll get that off. You're my friend. I'll help you. It's not pronounced H. It's pronounced H. So, you know, and then I say that, and then, oh, I hate you. I hate you. I can do it any way I want. I can do what I want. Yeah, you can. Yeah, this isn't about me trying to bully you into doing what I want. It's about just basic grammar, standards, literacy. I don't know. Trying to not... I wanted something on your face there. You had something stuck to your back. Someone's taught you to say H wrong. I don't know.
What?
It's passionate.
But in this case... on a first date, it's right. She's a bit drunk. She's used the word passionate slightly incorrectly because it's like a second language and she learns 3 language. I'd see it as a cheery character thing that, you know, makes me smile, and I wouldn't correct it. I'd see it as a kind of, you know, beauty mark, a pretty flaw, you know. Definitely wouldn't be correcting it. That wouldn't be my... what have I done now? Definitely wouldn't be correcting it, and that wouldn't make me feel, you know, I feel like the way she is already a bit contrary, a bit putting up a bit of a fight, if you know what I mean. The way she's already being a bit like that, me interrupting and saying it's pronounced this way, she's going to be like, oh yeah, oh, you think you're so clever, oh I don't want that in my life.
Passionated.
Oh, shit. Mierda. Sorry, it's the wine. You can
It's not a big thing, like, oh shit, like, oh.
always correct me when my English is bad, please.
No, listen, I promise you it's perfect. It's better than mine.
That's a backwards conversation. It wasn't perfect. She said you could correct her. You did. And now you say it was all right. Oh, I don't like it.
Well, it's definitely not, is it? But I have a question for you, Vinny.
Okay, go on. I'm all ears.
Would you call yourself introverted or extroverted?
Oh, God.
I said that right, yeah?
Oh, okay. This is a big question now.
You have a think, I'll have a drink.
You have a think, I'll have a drink. She's already, at this point now, oh, hello, Dustpang's playing Pokemon. At this point, she's onto her 5th glass here. Look, I'd just cut the call now. Honestly, I'd say, while I'm thinking about it and you're drinking about it, I've been thinking about it and it's just not for me. And I wouldn't tell her any further information unless she got cross and asked. But I'd just be like, look, it's just not for me. Thanks. Bye. And then, like, because she's drinking too much for me. I don't like it. Don't want to be part of it. But a bit of both. Everyone is a bit of both. I can be introverted and extroverted. It just depends how much aggression you're going to show me.
I'd have to say that it's probably a mix. I think I'm happy being around people, and then I'm also happy being on my own. So I don't know. I have to be able to do both in
That's
life.
good.
Yeah.
I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I need to mix it up more. I'm always the crazy one with my friends.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I've got a bit of a reputation of that. Maybe not so much now that I don't drink, but I used to be a bit of a crazy one. And 2 of us is not necessarily a good thing. And also, what that says to me on a first date after several glasses of wine is that she's got a bit of a reputation. And I imagine to myself, I'll just be brutal here because this is first date, so I'm brutal. I imagine she's probably, you know, done the one night stand with a few randomers. You know, I've been a bit crazy. You know, I've been a bit free and loose with my morals and got a bit drunk and ended up waking up with so and so. And like, do I want that? Like, do I want to run the risk of catching whatever she's caught? Like, it just that's the whole puts me off. That statement, that way of behave. Like, oh, I just don't care. I'm drunk. Like, at this point in my life, that is just put me off. But yeah.
My gosh, what's some craziness that's happened with like friends? Like what's a...
Oh, you don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just stay
We'll say those.
2 or 3.
Sure, we'll say those stories for another time. Yeah.
You'll find out.
Okay.
You'll find
Yeah.
out.
No, I won't. Oh, what? We've been cut off. No worries. I wouldn't. It's easy out for me. I'm gone. Oh, she's back.
Sorry.
No, no worries. It's fine. So, how long have you been here, Maya?
Like 2 years.
She-
I was
okay.
I was traveling around Europe with my ex, and
Oh, there comes the X. I wasn't sure that she. I wasn't sure. Yeah, her hair looks different. I agree with that. Yeah, I wasn't sure that she turned that off. Like the internet went off. I wasn't true that. I think maybe she turned it off. Her hair looks different. Yeah, that is weird. I was going to say maybe she's been like on the old like Peruvian marching powder, getting drunk, having a little turn it off, do a little powder of her nose, and a bit more sharp and on cam. Maybe some twin switch. Oh God, that's some big thinking. I can't think, but yeah, her hair is different, isn't it?
we just got to London. We decided to settle here. So,
Wow, that's a big step.
well, we were together since we were teenagers. So we're still friends. We're very close. He lives near here.
Next, we moved here together because we were in a relationship since we were teenagers. We've been in love forever. We moved to the country together. He still lives really close. We're still really good friends. So I'm going to have to hear about him for the next 3 years while you work out whatever chuff it is you've got to work out and end up back with him. No thanks. No thanks. I'm not here to be your rebound, chuffing, work it out boyfriend. There are so many danger signals here, aren't there?
Oh, he does. What was it? Was it a recent breakup?
Yeah, it was about a week ago.
Okay, the only thing that now, how do you say this without sounding like a right chuffer? The only thing that this has going for it is that she might just want a bit of the old fruity sauce. She might just be in it. She's a bit drunk. She's recently broken up, so she doesn't really want a long-term relationship. What she wants is a way to forget about this recent breakup that's made her feel sad, that she's probably going to end up going back with this fella, like this love of her life. Probably going to end up back there, but she might just want a bit of the old, hokey cokey on the way, mightn't she? She might just want a little bit of the old hot sauce. So, if you're into that and you just want a little bit of hot sauce yourself and you're in with your eyes open, it's a potential for that. But that's all the potential there is. And for me, who's doing dates and has got other people lined up that potentially might be, I'm not interested in your hot sauce. I can have hot sauce any day of the week if I want to just go down the supermarket, get myself a bottle of hot sauce. It's not, it's not a big thing, is it? But that's a bad analogy, the supermarket. You can meet people in the supermarket, but it's not about hot sauce. It's about getting to know someone deep down, finding out if you're compatible, because that's your opportunity at this stage, isn't it? Once you get into the hot sauce, you're already sort of halfway there to the, you shouldn't be doing the hot sauce with other people, so you're already sort of in a relationship. So, like, although I hear these days young people do the hot sauce all the time and no relationship otherwise, and the ladies are like, oh, this is how it goes these days, we're just as, and I think that's terrible. I think what a shame that people are being treated so disrespectfully, that you're involved in the disrespect yourself and you're kind of enjoying it. Like, I think it's a shame. I think you should have the relationship bit as well, really, if you're going to share the hot sauce. But that's just me.
I'm joking. It was like a year ago.
Oh my.
Oh, not this chuff again.
There's
All this messing around, these stupid jokes. How am I supposed to get to know you? Because you're not giving me an honest appraisal. Yeah, sauce. Yeah, well, yeah, it's, but you also want. It's not. You can just do the sauce. You could just have the sauce, but you also want, some of the more substance as well, don't you? Don't you? She's worse than a jokester. She's deceptive, and I can't tell when she's not telling me the truth. So that's a really shaky start.
soon after you got here, though.
Yeah, well, it's different when you're traveling. It's just like fun, and we got to London. It was like the real world, It just was too much. It was too much for us.
Yeah. And have you been single since?
I don't mind a joke. I can take a joke, but this is first date. This is date number 1. I'm asking you about yourself and your personality, and not you, like her. She's just showing me like random, this, and then, oh no, not that, this, and I'm like, well, should I believe this? No, like, I'm now, like, on a first date, should I be pulling this face? No.
Yes, I have. But you know, I'm hoping to find my London boy on the app.
Oh, so you're into London guys, yeah?
Maybe. Anyway, I just feel like London people need to smile more, right? It's like you get on the bus or the train and like everyone just looks miserable.
Trust me, it's the
This is a bad sign. If you've moved to a country, you don't like the people, then we're going to get into a relationship. And then after about 6 months, you're going to want me to move to Spain. It's a bad sign.
Don't even talk to me about the weather in this country. Talk about something else. It's like...
On the other hand, Spain might be nice, but just factor it in. You know, wherever she's from, she wants you to move there. So just factor that in at the early stage.
No.
Okay. There's quite a lot I've been wondering about you actually. Just hearing you talk about certain things.
Really?
Just
I'm mystifying you, okay?
Yes, somewhat.
Ask me anything.
So you can't ask, why do you like my profile? That just is vapid and shallow. Like, you cannot, if that's your first, well, why do you like me? Like, oh, chuff off. Like, you know, you shouldn't be watching my stream. Like, just, it's too vapid. Like, why do you like me? Tell me what's good about me. No thanks. What are you drinking? I'm inclined to ask that because it's my big sticking point. If we could talk about it and iron it out a little bit, and I could raise it as a concern at this stage, early stage, tell you what I'm really thinking, good idea. Do you miss home? No, I don't. I hate home. I never want to think about it again. When I remember my childhood, I'm physically sick, so I try not to think about it. Would be weird, wouldn't it? Most people would say, yeah, I do miss home a bit, but I'm enjoying myself in London. So chuff that. It's just like a non-question.
Okay. Okay. Then question number 1: what's in the glass?
Which is a stupid question because obviously it's red wine, isn't it? But now she could throw us a curveball and say it's like the blood of my enemies or grape juice, and you're to not know whether to believe her or not because she makes so many jokes.
It's just some red wine. That's my favorite.
Anything in particular?
No, I don't really care,
No.
to be honest, as long as they get me speed wrong.
Okay.
That's so bad. I know I should know more. I used to work in a wine bar. Maybe that's why I got fired. Yeah. Oops. Oh, but you're not drinking, right?
Okay, so I wasn't sure about the first video date protocol.
Come on, man. A drink always helps, you know, you get to know.
Although I just said on a previous date that I was sober, so maybe the game should have learned that I was sober because I don't drink. So, no, it is a bit weird. I mean, I'm okay watching people drink. I'm okay going to a pub and everyone drinking around me and me just having a Coca-Cola or other soft drinks are available. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. I don't have to have an alcoholic drink. I'm fine with it. But even as I'm speaking, I've got a non-alcoholic beer in my fridge that I'm thinking about going to get now because it's nice and cold and it would be appropriate for this. But I don't have to worry in that way. But some people who are struggling with giving up drinking, because it's around them all the time, struggle with giving up drinking. So there is that as well. And it's a bit of a surprise to me that a game, and I know it's hipsters, so it's designed by young adults for young adults, so alcohol is involved. But I'm a bit surprised that a game... has alcohol. I suppose it's not that, you know, it's good to be discussing it, isn't it? It's good. I was going to say has alcohol at its fore on the first 2 dates. Both of them mentioned it. But I suppose that's good because we can discuss it and I can say what rubbish it is.
Someone better.
Okay.
I'm just like Limmy.
Yeah, but they don't need to. And we've covered a lot of ground so far, haven't we?
Oh my god, so you're like a monk, huh?
No.
I almost look so like uncivilianized to you.
Corrector.
It's uncivilized.
You poik. You poik. I've had to make up a new word for you. I had to make up a new word. And that's my own word. No one's ever heard it before, including me, big face. So let's hope this doesn't turn out to be like some traditional racism. Poik. I made it up. Poik. You poik. You poiker. Like, what have you done there? You've corrected her twice on a first date. How to make a lady feel valued, and you know, it's like some sort of petty bullying. It's like picking at her on the first date, detrimental to her self-esteem. It's like picking at her. You poik.
Civilian.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. How's this online digital dating thing going for you? Have you enjoyed it?
It's okay. I mean, I love going out and meeting people, but like...
That was quite a good question. It was nice and vague. It allows her to do some talking. But also, you're kind of saying, do you like me? Is this going well? And you're also kind of saying, have you had a lot of digital dates? You know, am I one of a million, or is this, you know, something that you take seriously? And like I do, I only want to speak with one person at any one time for a period of weeks and months till you decide whether it's right or not, to give them the respect of not messing them about behind their back, even though you don't. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, we could have that conversation through that. So that's an all right question.
It's a close second.
That must be pretty weird. I bet you're excited to just jump back out and get into the real world.
Okay, now you're poik. You look like you've got your slimy pants on. What you're doing now is you're sort of saying, oh, so do you want to come and jump into bed with me? Oh, I bet you're desperate for a bit of the old sauce bottle. Because, like, that was just a...
I know, but, like, I think it's actually been good for me to, like, weed out the bad ones.
Sure.
So when I do, it's like, you know.
Nice. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Oi, Maya, I finally scored some weed.
Oh, really?
I managed to find the only dealer working through lockdown. Come on, let's light up.
So there are pros and cons here. She's got someone banging on her door saying they've got weed. And, like... I don't know if I would like my girlfriend to smoke weed. I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't want her, like... Let's say, for example, I were to have some, like, of my own, like, in a little bag, and then I come home and she smoked it. That would be bad. I'd be like, oh my God, now I've got no weed. But you're high, so... Like, this is fun. You're high and I've got no weed. So there'd be a negative. But on the other hand, if I were to... I'm not suggesting you do. It's illegal in the UK. We don't even talk about it on stream. But if I were to have smoked it, she wouldn't be that, like, going at me. Oh, you're high. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like the smell of you. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have to hear that. I'd just share the weed, wouldn't I? So there'd be something good in that. But then maybe that's bad, because now I'm doing a bad thing with the person that I'm... Like, instead of me improving my life and her saying, oh, maybe you shouldn't be smoking this. Maybe you should be on the vape and, you know, whatever. Instead, we're just doing the bad thing together. Like, back in the day, I would have had a girlfriend who drank, and, you know, we'd have been doing the bad thing together. Or, like, going to a rave and we're both... Like, anyway, look, the point being is, I don't know what's the correct answer is, whether it's a good or a bad, but I've got pros and cons on either side. And then there's another layer to this. And this awful but true layer now, the truth comes out. But the true layer of this that's bad about it is there's a chuffing guy banging on a door. What's going on? I don't want a girlfriend who, in her standard day-to-day life, has guys banging on her bedroom door, bringing her weed. Like, when I'm not there, who is coming in her bedroom with the weed? Some guy. Oh, it's just my friend, my ex-boyfriend, who we were friends forever because we love each other and we just split up over just a month ago, a year ago. It's just my friend. Like, I don't want to have to... Yeah, it's great that you've got friends. It's lovely. You know, I don't think they're all... You know, you're having it with all your friends. I'm not like some sus paranoid. But I don't like the idea that when I'm not with my partner, they're hanging out with men smoking weed. I'm also not completely okay with that. So if you're not completely okay with me not being completely okay with it, it's not going to work out. And it's obviously what you do in your day-to-day life is, like, the fella comes around and brings you the... Like, it'd be different if the way he's done it is like he's obviously, you know, another suitor, so to speak. Even if she says, no, he's just my friend, or he's just that. He's like, oh, I'll come around with the weed. I got you some weed. You know, the door isn't the only thing that guy's planning. He wants to be. You know he wants to. Even if she's not into it, you know he wants to be. I know he wants to be. We all know he wants to be. Like Asmongold. You know he wants to be pounding her. I know he wants to be pounding her. Everybody knows he wants to be pounding her. And if she pretends she doesn't, that's a load of chutney for me. I can't have that. If she's pretending she doesn't know, of course she's leading him on. She's getting free weed. You know, fair enough. You're getting your free weed. But once I start, you know, once it's us, me and you can't be leading people on for free weed. In fact, we shouldn't start going out because that's the sort of stuff you do. I'm not into it. You know, that's a bad sign.
Coming.
Hope it's going well with Tom.
Who's Tom? Laugh it off. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask because it's not my place. It's not my place. Look, she's blushing, so she knows. I'm not going to ask. I don't want to have an argument. I don't want to say I'm the jealous sort who's Tom. It's like announcing that I'm a dickhead. I'm not jealous of you having your relationship with Tom. I just don't want to have a relationship with you when you have a relationship with Tom. It's okay. You have your relationship with Tom. I'll go away. I don't want to like beat Tom up and I'll own you and put you in a headlock so you can't have a relationship with anyone. That's not the point. I'm not into this sort of thing.
Me, Tom. I'm a Tom. Do you know, actually, it's cool. I think people have always said that I look like a Tom.
Oh, trust me, you're much better looking than Tom.
I am?
God.
Okay. Thank you, I think.
No, it's about she's grading them in terms of who looks like. So she thinks of Tom in such a way as like, we need the drama. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. She wants that. If anything, she wants that. She wants me to rise to that so she can then say, oh, you're a bit jealous. And the reason you're jealous is because she loved me so much. Like, she's getting something out of that. She's making us fight each other. Tom hasn't heard about me yet, but the minute he gets through that door with the weed, she's going to be like, oh, I was just on a did I say date? I didn't mean to say date. And he's going to say, well, I brought you the weed. And like, he's going to then think, angry and jealous. And then like, he's going to give her the weed for free because, do you know what I mean? She's working this situation. I'm not having it. You can't work me.
No, well, who is Tom anyway? Is he like another...
Oh, he
I
In fact,
don't know.
you know what?
He
Forget Tom.
You forget him. Why did you even ask? I told you not to ask, Vinny. I told you, Vinny, not to ask, and you asked.
I don't want to know about
Right.
Tom. He's whatever.
Exactly.
He's
My
whatever.
flatmate's an idiot.
Now you're making out like there's a problem. He's whatever. I don't care. He's whatever. Push her. Oh, I've accidentally pushed you down the stairs. I didn't mean to. Like, this is not a good relationship.
He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Maya, I'm smoking this entire bag if you don't come.
Was that hit again? That was her again. So what I would do in my house is I would bang under the table, bang, 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 and I'd go, oh, Scotty Hottie. Oh wait, I'd have to do it in a girl's voice. Scotty. Oh no, hang on. This is the side where you can see me, so you'd know it was me. Now we're all right. Scotty Hottie. Scotty Hottie, can you come and smoke these tie sticks with me? Scotty Hottie, I've got a tie sticks up my bum. I need you to pull it out. Sorry, Maya. Just got some girls beating my door down to try and shag me and feed me drugs. Sorry, let me just continue with our date for 10 more minutes before I deal with this situation.
I'm coming. Sorry.
It did
You
take a
gotta go.
turn.
I do.
No, it's fine.
I'm so sorry. I told him that if he got some weed, that I would just smoke it with him straight away.
No, it's no problem at all. We had we had a great chat this evening.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you're really cool. So.
Yeah, I think you're cool too.
Okay. Well, see you later.
I'll see you later.
He's such a wimp. I would not be having that, right? The way he said, "Oh, see you later." Like, I'm such a like. They use these expressions on the internet, don't they? Like alpha male and beta and all that. I'm not down with that sort of thing. I think it's silly. But what a wimp. What a way to shrink out of it. I would have said, do you know what, Maya? I think there's a lot of nice things about your personality, but some things that just don't sit well with me. And we won't be talking again in the future if I have anything to do with it. Bye. And that's what I would say to her, probably. Honestly, that's probably what I'd say to her. Because I wouldn't want her to think like, oh, I'm dripping off her every word, and Neil's come round with the weed, and Tom's over there with the bong, and like, I'm just going to stay there polishing her feet. Like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You've put me off you with your behaviour, and I need you to know it just enough so that I'm not being mean. I wouldn't like list everything, but I need you to know that you're not like the Queen of Sheba around here. Wimp out. He looks like he's going to cry. When you're ready, enter your video date with Grace. Best of luck for you. We're not going to walk the dog now. It's nearly midnight. The dog's not getting a walk. I'm telling you that. He's not getting his usual big walkie. But I do want to smoke as well, don't I? I want to have a little smoky smoke, so I've been talking about it. But we've been doing 240. I need to keep playing this game. I thought we'd get through all the dates, but we're not. It's called 5 dates, isn't it? I've only done 3. We'll probably do these 3, won't we? And then we'll have to pipe up again tomorrow. But I also need to go and like. It's so weird for me to be like in and out of stream. I think I stay here. I'm gonna just be 30 seconds, just going for a bathroom break. See how polite I am. I won't even say I'm going for a piss. Like, and on this guy is just like on the phone, like to these people he wants to. I don't want to date her anymore. After these first two, I don't want to talk to this girl. Right? What I want now is to talk to the first girl again. And if it doesn't work out, I'm probably not going to use the dating app again. I want to talk to the lady with the baby. I want to find out. I'd like to talk to her just from a social point of view. What have got into your head that you're on the dating app with the baby? That's what I want to know. Like, that's actually bad for the old P. I don't want to say the P word, do I? Oh god, but you know those bad pedos. You know the bad pedos. You don't want to have your baby on a date. I've just realised you don't want to have your baby on a dating app like that on a picture because the pedos will be onto you. So yeah, I'd like to talk to her to find out what's going on in her head. But I suppose we can play the game again and again and again. I bought it. Can't take it back now. So we're going to have a video date with Grace in 30 seconds. I'm going to do a 30-second one of them. I need a little break in between. I'm not a monster. I'm not a machine. I am a monster. Not a machine. I feel like I've made a bad choice. So, you're all still here. I bet you're still here, aren't you? I bet you're all still here. Back in 5 minutes. Chuff up your stream, that'll. Chuff it right up. They'll all disappear. They'll all go. They'll be like, oh, I don't want to stay here when someone's not here. Streaming 101 there. Streaming 101 basics. They're the basics. They don't all be here if no one else is here. We're browsing. We're not playing stream. Look, Grace now, I feel a bit like I've put all my eggs in similar baskets. Basket cases. I feel like Grace is a bit of a similar choice to the first one, Saffron. Of course you're here. Of course you're here. Got nowhere better to go. The Grace is similar. I should have gone for someone that was more diverse, like a bit of a difference. Mix it up a bit, you know. But I've gone for Grace. She's been chosen. We're gonna find out what's about. I got this feeling. Before we get into it, I'll just brief you with. I got this feeling that she's going to be a bit posh and a bit psychotic, like a bit like scary-eyed. A bit. We have this expression, a bunny boiler. It's a bit of a rude patriarchal, like It's a bit rude about women, isn't it? Bunny boy, like they might be mad, like loops, like Fruit Loops and Cross, and it comes from that film where that lady boiled that rabbit, Fatal Attraction. So I just get the feeling she might be going through my phone. But on the other hand, right, I've never dated someone who is well landed, like who is of an affluent family or something like that, you know, who lives in a country mansion or something like that, or goes horse riding with the, you know, I've never dated someone who's like posh. So I really would quite like to, and it might be nice, you know, it might be nice, and it might be that if you marry someone who's really rich, then like, you know, there's some benefit to that. So I'll give it a go. Look at that, straight off, posh, proper framing, wide, nice, you know, lovely camera, picture in the background, picture frame, like, you know, we are actually, there is something about, I prefer that to drunk in a bedsit with some weed, like, even though most of the people that I've dated are more on the bedsit weed end than the posh end.
Hello, Vinny.
Oh, hi.
It's not even a picture frame behind her, it's Georgian architraving.
Hi, so I'm so sorry. You weren't waiting long, were you?
Oh no,
No.
it's us that. Sorry, tell her that you're having a piss, Vinny. Like I tell her that you've been for a piss. She'll like that.
Not too long. So, Vinny, am I your first digital date in this new normal we're living through?
Put me under the spotlight already. That's a tough question to open up with.
It's hard.
Wait,
Just would think it would be like, yeah, no.
Like, it's not a hard question. I don't know why he said it was a tough question, because it's like, oh, it's tough. Should I lie? Is it, how easy am I good at like? It's not. You just tell the truth in all the questions. I love your cushions. Your light fitting is posh, isn't it? Look, you've got one of those dimmer switches in like a brass or a chrome, and you've gone for the cushions. Like, that's artistic, and that one's like soft furnished. You know, it looks a bit posh, doesn't it? It's got tassels on. I mean, I'm this is all big thumbs up for me, to be honest. I bet her house is clean. I bet she keeps things nice. I bet she's got like a nice clean kitchen. She'd hate me. I'd mess it all up. But I could be the rough to her smooth, couldn't I? So that's okay. A bit straightforward with the old question, a bit, you know. But then that's fine. She wants to know where she stands. Am I a digital player? I wanted to use a P word. I wanted alliteration. Am I a pixel player, or am I a you know, I'm just going to tell her no. I've been on 3 dates.
No.
2 dates.
You're not, I'll be honest.
Okay, well, you can teach me the ropes then.
Oh, hello. She went from being schoolmistress to being naughty schoolgirl, didn't she? She went to being in charge. Tell me this. To being like, oh, you could show me the ropes. Oh, it's a bit fruity. She's giving it a bit of the fruit, which is fine. It's early dates. I want a bit of fruit. Remember, I want a bit of hot sauce. So that's okay. I like that. And she's got nice white teeth, nice. This is one of the benefits of being well landed, is that she's been to the dentist. Unlike the rest of us Brits, I've got reasonably straight but slightly blemished. Slightly, like not bad. Just like slight gaps that look slightly worse on photos than they need. I'd smoked a bit. Not bad, but you know, she puts me to shame. So there's a bit of an element of this. I always think that I'm quite well educated, quite eloquent. You know, I scrub up well. I look decent in a suit. I know how to behave in public. I know which fork you should stick someone's eye with. No, I know how to behave in public. You know, I open the doors. I am a gentleman. So a lady who is also who understands those aspects of polite society, I think is acceptable to me. I dig that. But at the same time, I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, gender roles, I'm the man and you're the lady and da da da. No, not at all. So if you want me to stay in your nice posh house while you go out to work and I stay at home, that's fine.
Digital Casanova.
Oh, listen, no, I got this. I think I'm getting the hang of it all, and
Okay.
I kind of.
Okay.
So, on your profile, it said your industry was other. I was just wondering what you do.
Yeah, I'm in corporate law.
Ooh, corporate law. So corporate, disgusting. Law, like kind of good. It means you can't have just bummed your way into that. You've got to have like had an education. You can't have just gone surfing and ended up as a lawyer. You've got to have had an education, and I appreciate that. You know, it takes commitment and discipline, and I appreciate that. Again, she's not going to like me for being undisciplined. She's not going to like that. Maybe we're not going to be the best match, but I actually quite like her, what she's showing of her personality and the traits that are required to get these things done. Quite respect. You know, I said earlier about being impressed. That's impressive, isn't it? I work in law. Like, maybe she's not a lawyer. Maybe I'm putting presumptions on. But, you know, it's still, that's quite good. Well done.
Wow, okay.
A little bit shocked that they didn't have a litigation option. I'll send them some feedback.
Sure.
I'm a little bit extra like that.
So, I mean, I presume you've been busy during lockdown?
Yeah, apparently the world never stops needing legal advice. I've just been made partner at my firm.
That's impressive, isn't it, partner? Now, I don't know loads about this, but little Ally McBeal here, not being patronising, would she hate it if I start calling her little Ally McBeal? Would she hate it if I start calling her little Ally McBeal? She seems... There's something a bit, you know, right, there's something a bit... I'll get... Just... It'll sound bizarre. Like, in the UK, you get these ladies, like, imagine her in 20 years with 3 children who are called, like, Tarquin, Asia, and Troy. And, you know, they're all lovely. They all go to the prep school. They all play tennis at the weekend. And, you know, it's all seeming... It's like this Stepford Wives thing. It all seems perfect. And behind the scenes, she's, like, snorting coke and banging the gardener. And, you know, like... you know, do you know what I mean? It's, like, falling apart behind the scenes. There seems to be, like, this edge, this, like, veneer of perfection that could easily be masking some sort of natural human... slightly seedy, more subversive aspects of her personality. I don't know, but I actually, you know, out of all of them, she seems to have her shit together, right, which is fine. She's going to be made partner, so she's like not an idiot, is she? She's not, I don't suffer fools gladly, do I? I don't like it when people don't remember their own birthday, but she's not an idiot, so that's cool. And then she wasn't that like aggressive, even though she's successful in a male-dominated workplace. She's not some sort of like mad, aggressive, like attitude person like the one that was drinking was. So
it's a whole new step up trying to make relationships with the clients, and video calls are just no way to do it.
And that was nice, wasn't it? She talked about relationships with clients. She's not talking about the money and the like the bitter edge of the law. Like, she's talking about the relationship.
You're a partner already. That's pretty amazing considering you're only 27.
Yeah, it's not very polite to remind a woman of her age.
She's quite... I think that's funny. She's making a joke, I assume. I think that's a good joke. And yeah, I would be complimenting her on the, you know, her capability and how impressed I am. You know, I'd be complimenting her on that.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it was nothing about your age. It was more just about that you're...
She's only joking, you divvy.
You are a little bit younger than what I would normally go for, though.
Yeah, she's seen you now as a... Like, why did you just spoil it for yourself? I'm fine that you spoiled it, Vinny, because I can step in here as a capable grown man. I might be a bit of a, you know, child. I might have lots of fun, but I'm not going to reveal. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, sorry, I just fumbled my shoelaces. I like this lady. She seems capable and, you know, educated. She's not going to want somebody who's like a fumbling divvy, is she? So I'm not going to come out with the fumbling divvies until we've been at least together 6 months. Then I could start to reveal my fumbles and my divvies. But like, no, honestly, I'd be a bit more smooth, a bit more suave, a bit more sophisticated, speak a little more eloquently, and not try and reveal myself to be a fool.
Really? I guess, why did you go for me then?
We share similar interests, it looks like. When I get time off, I love live music, traveling, eating.
Emphasis on eating.
What? Emphasis on eating? She didn't put any emphasis on eating, but it sounds like it could be fun, couldn't it? Spending all your lawyer money, going around, eating and going to live music. Yeah, I'm up for that. But obviously, there's a little problem that I would raise at this point. I'd actually say it. I'd say, look, I don't earn a lot of money. I'm assuming you do. So some of the things you're going to be used to doing, I'm probably not going to be able to afford to do that on a regular basis. And whilst I could quite happily fit in at the suave occasions with my James Bond suit. I wouldn't call it a James Bond suit, with my suit, and you know, polite conversation. I know which fork and you know, all that. I could fit in. I could, you know, be the chameleon. Everyman, hairdresser, chameleon, whatever. I could do that. But I wouldn't want to do it all the time as well. I wouldn't want to always be at some posh, trendy wine bar. So I hope that sits well with you. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from, I would say.
Yeah, big emphasis, big foodie here, and a big share of food. I'm one of those people that when they go to a restaurant, I just unashamedly order everything off the menu. Starters, mains, desserts, everything.
And you're a big sharer as well, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like that's part of eating. It's like a social thing. I really hope you're on the same page.
I've already pressed sounds good to me, so we can't pause on her face, but it's obviously that question of, do you mind if someone shares food off your plate? Oh no, I ordered this, so you can't have one bit of mine. No, I'm not like that. I'm happy if you want to share some. I'm happy if we set the ground rules early that we're going to be sharing. And if you really liked it and you ate it and you wanted to eat more of it and have it all, then I'll just order another one if I really want another one. So don't stress. If it's one of those situations where we've already got home and we've only ordered what we've ordered and now you want to share it and there's not enough to go round and I'm going to be, that's mine, it's mine, you can't have it, then we're not in a good relationship, because we should share everything because it's a relationship. So careful with that. But also, why don't we just order a bit more? If we've had that experience, if I'm that sort of person, if you're that sort of person, don't worry about, oh, they're going to have my thing, or whatever it is you're so angry about. Order 2 of them. Have 2. Push the boat out. Order 2. I mean, even at my end of the scale, you know, we're talking about takeaway food here. We're not talking about designer jewellery or whatever. Order 2. And then you can have the second one the next day because you love it. Yum, yum, it's mine, yummy. Or if you want to share it, it's okay because you've got 2. Fixed.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, I'm on exactly the same page. Like, I'm sold. I have no issue at all with scoffing my face at any time of the day.
Okay, phew. That could have been...
Yeah, I'm absolutely good with that, though. Food is a joy in life. It's not just a necessity. Of course, it's both, but it's a joy, isn't it? And I'm quite happy. I love going out to restaurants. I'm now vegan, but because I've spent my entire life up to the point of about 20-something not being vegan, I don't have like this aggressive nature with other people in restaurants. Oh, you're eating a lamb shank, I can't sit next to you. Like, no, I just, you know, even if I would prefer it if my partner were vegan, if she wanted to order everything off the menu and enjoy it, then, you know, that's cool. It's kind of cool. Again, the emphasis in my part would be, can we try and push towards, would you like to explore this world of vegan food with me? Because you like food, you're a food, would you like to explore this? Hopefully as much as, you know, yeah, hopefully that would work. Hopefully that would work.
Really awkward. So what about your skills in the kitchen? I obviously can cook up a storm,
Can you?
but it's always nice when a guy knows his way around a stove.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to say something to reassure me here?
This is going well. This is going well. From my end here, do you see me just drinking my drink then? If I'm doing this video, this is the bit where I'm thinking, brilliant. I'm now sat as King Scott. She doesn't know I'm King Scott yet. She doesn't know I'm King Scott yet. But I am absolutely King Scotty Hottie here. I'm not going to say advanced, although I can cut it at the high level in the restaurant trade. I definitely can. No one's. I mean, I wouldn't like to do the hours these days, but there's nothing that Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay can do that I can't. Some things I've not done before, and they'd have to show me, you know, I'd then do it. But I can do everything. I'm good. I'm capable. I'm knowledgeable. I'm a good chef. So I'm not going to say advanced because it's cocky. I'm going to say intermediate and then knock her socks off when I do the cooking. And I like the cooking. I'd rather me do the cooking than somebody who's not that interested or not that good to it and me have to sit through their food. I'd rather just leave it to me. I'll do it. It's good.
I've got a few dishes up my sleeve that are a bit known to impress over the time, so...
Such as?
Okay, so I make some pasta dishes. I can make a really mean roast. And I have pretty simple baking skills if you've got a sweet tooth.
A solid repertoire.
Yeah, so not,
yeah, you know,
not too bad.
I'd say something like that, and then when it came to it, and she was like, "Oh, can you do a hollandaise?" I'd just yeah, I just bang that out as well, like, and it'd be impressive then, wouldn't it? Rather than, "Oh, I can do the fucking salad niçoise." Salad niçoise. Just sounded French. I was trying to think of something French. I can make a souffle, and like then she'd be like, "Oh, do a souffle," and then I built it up, and then if it didn't come out nice, then it'd be like, "Oh, you said you were going to do a souffle, and I look forward to it."
I
It
can
was
hold
bad.
my own in the kitchen enough.
You passed just about.
Oh.
Just about. Just about. Yeah, yeah.
I'd really like to know how comes you're single.
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm gonna fall back on that old cliche.
I don't like asking that question. How come you're single? It's kind of polite. It's kind of like, oh, you know, you're so good, you're so lovely. You know, how come you're single? But also, it's kind of like digging into a relationship history that I like to say. I'd like it if someone could bring this kind of the energy I'm about to describe is that from this point, it's about us. Yeah, you've got a history and a past, and yeah, we can talk about it and how it became you and whatever. But it's about us. Like, I feel it's almost disrespectful for me to be talking about my past relationships, my, you know, people I've dated, and also for you to be bringing up all your past. I don't want to hear about your ex. I don't need to hear about your ex. If it's part of some deeper psychological thing that you've got going on, and then it comes as part of a story, fine. But if you just want to sit and chat about your exes, do that with your mates. Don't do it with me. I'm not that interested. It makes me feel bad sometimes. Depending on what you say, it can make me feel bad.
I haven't met the right person yet. What about you?
No, listen, cliches are often true.
Right, I'm a big defender of cliches. Anyway, stop avoiding the question.
Okay.
Tell me the answer. What's your relationship history?
I've been single for a
Okay.
while.
You can be honest.
Doesn't mean I haven't had relationships. I've had a few.
Well,
But
listen, I've been single for a while. Okay, if I'm honest, I haven't actually been in anything meaningful for a long time.
Interesting. So, are you looking for something meaningful on here? What?
no, I'm looking to mess about for 5 minutes. Of course I am looking for something. Everyone's looking for something meaningful. Don't be silly. Of course everything... You accept lower standards because they're what you get given sometimes, but you want meaningful. You want it. Even if you want it long time off, not right now, or, you know, you want it. Come on. Everyone wants something meaningful. And I'm comfortable in my life now that I don't need to... Like, I've done lots of different dating and relationships, so unless it's the right thing, I'm not going to bother with it. Unless it's going in the right direction, I'm not going to fight for it. So, and I'm not going to fight anymore ever, like not within the relationship or over a relationship. That's not an energy I want involved in a relationship. So I know where I stand on these sort of things. Of course, with COVID, not going out, not meeting people, it is difficult to start up a new relationship. And I know there's a time limit on my life on how long I've got to do that, but I'm not pressurizing myself. I'm just letting things happen. If things happen naturally, good. I mean, in this game, I'm on a dating app, but in real life, I'm not. I mean, I have got Tinder. I looked at it and I was like, I don't really feel good about this. It's not right for me in my time of life now. It's not the right... I have, like I said, all the relationships I've had in my life so far have happened organically in life, so I'm still confident it can happen that way.
What exactly are you looking for?
Oh, that's a big question. That is a big question.
It's a big question. It's an important question.
No, I know. So you're always hoping that the other person is on the same page, but I'm looking to be in a relationship. Yeah, I mean,
The problem with this as well is that if you're on this sort of dating site, hopefully people are more honest with this sort of thing. But most men are going to say, oh yeah, I'm looking for some commitment. And then after they've had a bit of hokey pokey, they might not feel the same. So, you know, it's all well and good answering the correct answer. But
these days I'm pretty set on that. And when I meet the right woman, yeah, I'm just programmed that way, I guess.
Okay, I'm the same. I just don't bother wasting my time on things I'm not serious about.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad that
We're on the
do
same
story.
page.
Yeah, completely.
Okay. So, Vinny, sorry, my schedule is just a little bit crazy at the moment, and I kind of need to go soon. Is there anything else you fancy asking me?
That's such a shame. Okay.
You've got my full attention, though, for a few more minutes. So think wisely.
Okay.
Any burning questions?
right, where are you going is a mundane question. What's your story is so vague and again, what's your story makes me sound like an idiot, and I don't want to. In real life, she's only here for a couple more minutes. I've got an interesting question to ask her. Are the rings on your fingers significant, or is it just decoration? And then maybe you get like, you know, it's just decoration. I go, all right. But more likely than not, people will have significant jewellery, don't they? You know, this was my grandmother's, or something like that. And maybe we get into a conversation about that, about sentiment, about things that, you know, mean something. I might be tempted to mention the Georgian, I don't know if the alcatraz is the right word, the design on her walls. To compliment her on her interior decoration. I'm already wasting time now, aren't I? But also, I could quite happily be quite decisive and say, look, what if you've got something you want to ask me? Because with limited time, she's probably going to like someone who is decisive enough to say, okay, no problem. Have you got a question you want to ask me? Or you can get off. I don't think there's anything that wrong with that. So, not really, I don't want to say, though. I want to seem more interested. So I'm not going to say where you're going. It's intrusive and it's banal. So I'm going to ask about your
Maybe just tell
story.
me a bit more about your upbringing and how you got to be such a high achiever.
Oh, don't flatter me. There's nothing to tell, really. I was really lucky to go to a good school, girls' school.
Nice.
Got really good grades, did ballet, did lacrosse for my county. I still keep those up casually.
Lacrosse.
That's pretty impressive, I have to admit.
Thank you. I just have the most amazing family. My parents are just so brilliant in their own ways. They're my idols, really, and they just have this amazingly strong love.
Hey, listen, it sounds like they really got it down.
She does the hand on the mouth. She's the hand on the mouth, yeah, and it's during COVID as well, so that's a danger. She could get us all killed.
They are amazing. What about you? Are you close?
And do you know what? I did.
In simple terms,
Yeah, simple's always best, I think. Just be honest.
Are you what? I forgot. I didn't hear. That's really bad if you don't listen to what they're saying. I'm going to say yes. I think. Did she say? Did you have a good childhood? I don't know what the question was. I did assume that she was well landed, didn't I? I did say that she represent. I mean, I'm only being superficial, but yeah, nice family, good school, lacrosse. So there are some things that I'm going to be a bit, and I don't know if we will blend that well because I'm not of that world. I don't know, or maybe I can deal with it. Maybe it works well. I'd like to have a go. I think it'd be acceptable for us to have a go. I'll tell you what. She's certainly somebody that I recognise because I did all sorts of people's hair at my salon. I did posh people and normal people. Normal. But you know what I mean? I did all sorts of people's hair at my salon. So I know this sort of person from personal interaction in ways. And I find it can get tiresome. But then again, I was their servant. I was their hairdresser. So I was on my polite behaviour more often than not. I don't know. I'm just going to say yes to this because I don't know what the question was.
You are?
I just have so much to thank them for.
Oh, do you like
just
parents?
for,
Yeah.
I don't know, making me the man that I am today and the man that I'm still becoming.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, no. Family is really, really important to me.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't agree more. Well, I'm gonna go now. Sorry if I was a bit outspoken. That's just me.
No, it's cool.
It's just I really know who I am and what I want, and I just don't want to waste my time,
I didn't find her outspoken in any way. In fact, I found her more passive and placid than the other ladies that we've spoken to so far. So I'm going to say I understand, but secretly I'm thinking if that's you at your, outspoken raw, then I can deal with that. That's fine by me. And this looks like the most stable and grown-up relationship. She hasn't come across as being too snobby. She's not come across as being too hollandaise, has she? She's just been a bit more of a product of that environment. I think she's okay. Yeah.
I understand. It's better to, get that stuff out in the open. So, being honest is always the best.
Wouldn't be anything else. This felt really good. You're a good egg, Vinny.
Yeah, you're
Good
not
egg.
too bad yourself, Grace.
She wants children.
Charming. Have a good evening.
You too.
Oh, well, that was all right. Oh, straight on to Callum.
Whoa, quick answer.
Hey, mate, I've been on tenterhooks for this debrief, man.
You were just waiting in bed for me to call you, weren't you?
Bro, stop deflecting, man. Details.
So, Saffron, yeah, where to start? She had a lot going on. She had this super cool hipster vibe.
Okay. And...
Saffron's not going anywhere. Like you date Saffron, you go out with her for 6 months, it falls apart, and it didn't go anywhere. And then the next one, she was a nightmare. She got someone coming around with the weed. She might as well go out with her boyfriend. So you don't need any of that in your life. I'm going to be trying to pursue the posher lady, whose name I can't remember.
Do you know what?
Ah, no, was it terrible?
It went really well, man.
Yes. I am proud of you, mate. Yeah? Vinny is proud. Oh, no, I said my name is Vinny. Shit. I am proud of you, my guy. Listen, Callum is proud of Vinny. Vinny should feel vindicated. You get anything else? Surname? Anything?
So just a job, but I reckon I could find it. There can't be too many saffrons nearby.
Okay.
Whoa. What are you talking about? Stalking her now on the old internet? Is that what we're talking about? Because I don't use Facebook anymore, but that felt... Yeah, do you know what? I agree with that. I think that was probably true. I think he just said his wrong name because he didn't know what name he was. They just left it in. The editor just left it in. Got away with that one. Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm just going to have a look now.
It's not good, is it, though? Do you do it? I suppose you do bring up people's Facebooks and have a look. But these days, I don't know if I would. I don't know if it feels... Again, it makes me feel a bit grimy, like I'm now some sort of stalker grubbing up some information that... I'd rather they just tell me things.
I found her.
Ah.
Yeah, this is her.
Oh, I can scroll. Look, I can scroll. So... Yeah, I feel a bit like I'm stalking someone now. It just looks like it would look, isn't it? There she is being Saffron. She does yoga. I'm not impressed with the bottle of wine on the tube, but you know what? It's fine.
Yep.
You get what you need?
I think so.
All right, bro. That's you then.
So there was Maya, and man, she was a real live wire from Spain.
From Spain? Ho, hey, you gotta love the mamacitas. How'd it go?
Do you know what?
Uh-huh.
It was great. She seemed really cool, and I think she's into me.
That's my boy. Well done. Well done, boy.
I can't stop smiling.
We need to do some more digging on her, man. Surname?
Oh, I don't know.
Give me something to work with, man.
I do tend to ask people their full names. I do tend to like to know their surnames, but not so I can spy on them.
Well, she's Spanish, obviously, and she's a language teacher in French and Italian. Does that help?
Boom! Got her.
You got her?
Online language tuition database. Maya Orantes from Granada. Oh!
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me see if this is her. Yeah.
Are we stalking now again? Wow.
Oh, this is her. This is her.
Oh, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
What? Can you go across? Or is it just? It's just the pictures, isn't it? It's just the pictures. So now I'm looking at her pictures, which is again, it's a bit. You know, what am I supposed to be looking at? She does look attractive in some of them.
See what you needed to see?
Yeah, man.
All right. Sweet.
So Grace, yeah, she was really high achieving and very intense, but I don't know, I kind of enjoyed that.
Sounds pretty good. How'd you fare?
I feel like this is an opportunity for us to dig into their personalities more.
Yeah, listen, I could tell she likes me, man.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The boy is out of the traps.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. I think it went really well. So
yes, man. Of course it did. You're a catch. You're the catch. I'm gonna get some more info. Surname?
no, don't remember.
Anything?
She was just made partner at a big law firm.
What's she doing talking to you? I think I got her. Grace Huckle Renford, But, oh, she's only listed as an associate at the law firm.
Huckle Renford, yeah, okay, let me take a look. Hold on.
Might take a while to update the law firm's database, mightn't it? Grace Huckle
This is her. This is her. This is her.
Yeah?
This is her. Yeah, no, I'm not lying. This is her.
All right, cool.
The best of me is yet to come. And do you know what worried me then a little bit? Is that's a very, is that a designer clothing? Is it all image with her? Is it all fake? Is she presenting something that's not real? I miss business trips. A picture that she's ripped off the internet. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be trying to find some more information in this or read into it in some way. But I can't. 5 posts, 800 views, 96 followers. 5 posts is not very many. What, those 5 pictures? I don't get it.
You get the lowdown on Grace?
I think so.
Nice. Well, just remember, mate, you've now got to tell the app which 2 girls that you liked so you can ask them out on the second date.
Do I? Oh, why does it work like that?
I don't know, to stop girls getting strung along and catching feelings. Bruv, I don't know, I didn't make the app. Just answer.
Yeah, Callum is like 1,000 and Vinny is a noodle boy. I need to know how Vinny and Callum met. They probably knew each other at school.
I need to think on it. But listen, thank you for your help, and I'm gonna get some sleep, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Yeah?
No problem, bro. Have a good one, yeah?
See you later. Good night.
Five dates. 2 more. You cross one off the list, I see. But it's easy for us, isn't it? We're not going to talk to Maya. We're going to talk to Grace and Saffron. That's easy for us. But I'll tell you what else is easy. It's now past midnight. I didn't eat any dinner. I didn't take the dog for his late night walkie. I think he'll be all right with that late night walkie because I took him for a sort of early evening walkie. But for me and dinner, I'm going to have to... Yeah, I'm going to have to go... Well, like, in terms of... Let's talk about these dates. I can't date Maya because although we've got a lot in common and, like, there's a lot of positives to her, like, smoking the weed is not necessarily a bad thing for me, but boys coming round with it, I don't want to start off on that foot, like, of... It's not that I do feel a bit, it's not jealous or paranoid, it's on that edge, it's from that spectrum, but it's just that, like, if that's how I feel about that, then why get into that situation with someone who's, like, clearly drinking a lot, partying a lot, whatever. It just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel like I'm going to be enjoying my place in the relationship that much. And she was going on about museums and stuff, but she didn't seem to be the person you would want to walk around a museum with. The Saffron and Grace... Oh yeah, Saffron. I thought we were quite, in common again. Vegan. I could go to yoga. I'm not averse to it. She's a bit more of a hipster than I thought I would be into. But I like art and cult. I like doing art. So I think we'd get on better than I would with Maya. And Grace is obviously quite, I don't want to say normal, but out of all of them, she's the one who's running a normal life, has got her shit together. You could take her to meet your parents, that sort of business. She's the more stable choice. And I thought she was going to be the most unstable from her slightly manic-looking picture. But I do feel like there's a bit of a sting in the tail there. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. But that's life. If she is nice, well-mannered, intelligent, driven, like, what's wrong? She's good. She's good. And Saffron... I have to choose between Maya and Saffron. At this point, I'd like to bin them both off and have a chat with one of the other ladies, maybe. But I have to choose between these two. And Maya, just too many red flags. Like, you're on an internet, you're on an online date, and you've got men banging on your door bringing you drugs. Too many red flags. she kept teasing me as well, didn't she? She kept saying this was this, and I didn't know if it was, and she was lying, and she wasn't. I don't like that. Too many red flags. But yeah, so for me, it's now midnight, and I would quite like to keep playing this, but I'm not going to be allowed to because it's nearly, I've got to go cooking my dinner and then eating it at 1 o'clock in the morning and then going to bed. So thank God the Switch has got a cheeky little sleep mode like that. Boom. We could just come back to that tomorrow. It's all there for us. Love it. I'm just like Limmy, aren't I? Just like Limmy's been doing first dates this week. That's why we've been doing it. I've got to try and edit that and get that onto YouTube for tomorrow so I can ride that wave. Twitch streamer. I'm like, oh, there they all are there in the picture. And the 5 dates. Who's that there? One of them's missing. And we will have to play. Limmy's a streamer that's he's a Scottish streamer. It's like England, but it's just further north. And he's been a comedian over the years, and he's done some comedy. So that's I can't do it now. It's too late, near bedtime. But I will show you some Limmy sketch clips, comedies. And oh, there he is. And then I'll show you who he is one time. But because he's quite a popular, successful streamer from our part of the world, from the UK, I like to talk about him. And hopefully some people, I think the people that watch his content would think that my content is slightly similar, and maybe they'd like to watch it as well. So if I do the things that might tie us together on the algorithm, like these first dates, eventually we might end up connected, like internet connect. We won't. Maybe you'll come on the podcast. We might do that. So yeah, we've got some more impressive dates to come, and of course, once we've done it all, we have to go on the other dates and find. I've spent money on this chuffing game, so I spent money on this chuffing game. I don't want to date Limmy. I just want him to come around and do the podcast. When are you coming on the podcast? Oh, you can come on the podcast. I keep looking over there. It's over there in the room. I need to do Zoom. I need to bring up Zoom and we start doing Zooms as well. Yeah. But the main thing is I'll show you this tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to look at all the dates, even the dates we didn't want to go on, because I bought the game. I'm going to wring every penny out of it. But it's going well so far, isn't it? It's quite an interesting experience. And it will have to adjourn now because I need to go and eat my dinner. So you be good, my little puckos. And if you can't be good, then I'm going to make you date the most aggressive looking people. They might turn out to be the most meek. But you be good, my little puckos. You be good.